where there's a to be grasping onto, because we've seen two of the most dominant players entering the playoff stage. Of course, we've already talked about 9-10, but for ZywOo, he's been on a bit of a tear himself, right, Jason?
He's having a great tournament, to be completely honest. Despite that loss against Legacy that started it all off very, very poorly, he's currently en route to be the highest rated player ever at a major. The record is Donk back in Shanghai, 1.49 rating. ZywOo right now is at 1.49 as well. So if he's having a game tonight, he could be the highest rated player ever at a major.
Okay, question for you then, Jacob. Higher or lower? ZywOo 37.5 kills in the first two maps. More or less?
You could have said 41 kills. He's going to go above. ZywOo is going to have a game.
What about 9-10, considering he's been up there, highest rated player, 28.5 for him. Higher or lower?
I think he's going to struggle. I think Mongols is going to struggle. I'd say lower.
Are you guys agreeing with that sentiment? Has this been, is this where the run ends for the Mongols here in Austin?
Oh my, I didn't know we were doing predictions already. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, I think Vitality's taken this one, unfortunately. I'd like to see Mongols put up a fight, but I think Vitality's going to take it in two.
And there's no way that Vitality's going to slip it away, so. No way.
It's that easy.
No way.
It's that easy.
It's that easy.
Let's talk a little bit more about ZywOo, it's just insane to think about, Shanghai, that record was crazy, the rating was crazy. For ZywOo to be matching that, even going above it, that just speaks for himself of how impactful he is.
Especially when you consider the first game against Legacy. Wasn't a great game for ZywOo, wasn't a great game for Vitality at all. Even in the loss against Mouse on Inferno, he kind of stepped up on the CT side. I know a lot of people were like, oh, he got a lot of eco frags, and that's how he's bolstering his rating right now. But let's agree, ZywOo is one of the best players to ever play the game. Arguably the best player to ever play the game. And he's also one of the greatest players in rounds ever to play the game. He's not an
אני
eco
רוצה רגע לעשות
hunter.
זה דקה. רגע. אני רוצה רגע לעשות זה דקה. סבבה, סבבה, זה היה בסדר, זה היה בסדר. יופי.
It's very possible.
I'm pretty sure he checked that MVP, but regardless of that, then we had a fun saying back in Vitality when we played with him that it was actually not fun to play with him because he would always go out and take the MVP. You couldn't get an MVP when you're in the team with ZywOo, which still stands.
That must have been like Electronic back in the days with Simple when he was playing on the same team with Navi, right? Electronic being a fantastic player, could never get the MVP. Robs right now, he would have a hell of a lot of MVPs had it not been for ZywOo.
Yeah, ZywOo's just selfish, man.
Yeah.
But it's always
Really
like then you actually come up and have a really good tournament and you feel like maybe this is the one, and then he would just go blow the chart for the semifinal, grand final. You're like, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, thanks.
But hey, you won, so it's fine.
Yeah, right.
It
To
can't
wrap
happen
up
though.
the Vitality side of the conversation, we're of course talking about the players, who've already achieved a major trophy. They've already got that in their cabinet. But for Mezzi, for Flamesy, being on the precipice of getting their first Dupree, I mean, you've been there, albeit a few years ago. Tell me about the prospect of getting that in your trophy cabinet.
I mean, that's what everyone wants to achieve. That's the one thing that you want to go out and grab when you start playing Counter-Strike. That is why you spend countless of hours practicing with the team and playing individually. That is the one thing that it's the best thing you can do to cement yourself inside a Counter-Strike history, to go out and win a major. And we've seen multiple people do it, but only so few have done it like consistently. And obviously, for them to go out and win their first one means a lot to them. They have players on the team that has won them before, so they know that this team is capable of doing, and that gives some kind of security, maybe some confidence within inside the team. So obviously for Flamesy and Messi, they find themselves in a very good spot, and they can be very comfortable about winning this one.
I think what's cool about it is they're not just passengers. Mezzi and Flames have both had incredible moments throughout this run. Mezzi especially incredible clutches to help them get through the semifinals. So those guys have been putting in work as well.
Well, either way, gentlemen, it is time to throw things to a quick break before we can get this grand final underway. The 22nd Counter-Strike Major, Mongols versus Vitality, going down after this. Down after this.
טוב, אני קם לראות רגע, מה לא תקעתי קבץ ככה? לבדוק, אחי. טוב, אני בזמן הזה הולך להביא לעצמי משהו לאכול בנימה.
The cultural implications of Counter-Strike plays. It's 2018. Cloud9 had to grind all the way from the first stage and stage 2 to get into the playoffs. They managed to battle all the way into the final, and then at 15-14, Stewie 2K pulls off the clip of Counter-Strike.
28 seconds now, and Olaf Meister might try to pull rotation.
So much pressure on A.
Looking towards the apps position, the Molotov comes in, but so does the rotation. Olaf Meister, though, has been taken out towards the bomb site.
It's the Olaf death, man, and they feel cooked now. The Olaf kill is huge, and then he does this.
But look at the time! Look at the time, there's 7 seconds to plant the bomb!
That's the bomb, tumbles away, so much chaos.
They're trying to build pyramid!
Insane shot on Nico, and then the follow-up rain trying to plant. Dude, it's the perfect clip.
I mean, they're out of their chairs, America
is losing their minds in this moment. There are no pyramids, there is no clay. Stewie just won them the round to lock in overtime, and from this, springboard NA to its first major win.
If FaZe managed to reset mentally, would we remember Stewie's play? Probably not in the same way.
Probably not in the same way, but that's where the cultural impact comes from. When you look at the names on that FaZe squad, this was also like the beginning of the downfall of that FaZe squad with Carrigan at the helm, the big split between him and Nico. So much stuff like echoed from this one play. That's like what it meant to FaZe and how crushing it was to them. He does seem to have cultural riz. Dare I even say he mogged them?
I don't quite know that one, but perhaps he did.
Okay.
Perhaps he did, and I appreciate, you know, it's always important to kind of establish the vernacular of the youth so as one can continue to relay the culture.
That is the most insane way to win a major.
And so there it is, the tale of Stewie 2K in Boston. A pretty good time. And that's why we give it a 9 out of 10 on the culture scale and a 6 out of 10 on the individual brilliance.
عمري تاكل درون. שייתנו בראש, מה כתוב? מודי סנטר? אני מוזג מה זה?
It's time to show a better level to vitality and show why we're the world number one as well.
It's amazing, you know. It's a really honorable thing for our country and Asia region.
6 trophies in a row. They will accept nothing less than the world's best. Shanghai, not then! Young, next generation talent slay their demons!
Very important win for us.
We will win here. We came to here to win.
I feel like I can do always my best in this tournament. I know like if I play the best, I will destroy them.
A perfect season on the line and for vitality. Glory right there for the taking. No team that has come from this region has ever made it this far. The major grand final.
Just need to stick to our game.
Gonna try and run it out into the yard. Zaiwu Zorp is on the line. Oh. Second foul. And NQZ provides the first. Biggie Zera though needed to high five.
Wow. חבר'ה, מה יש לי פה?
Here we go, Austin. It's a grand final. Get on your feet.
Let's go. It's been 3 weeks of unbelievable matches. Only one can be the winner today. And I'd like to take the side of the Mongols just for 1 second, because isn't what they have done what Counter-Strike is all about? Making something out of nothing. I mean, humble beginnings into a major final with the entire hopes of a nation resting on their shoulders, and I think a fair few Mongols fans here in Austin.
Oh yeah, they're definitely out there. Yes, indeed, that's right. Nothing in this world is given to you, especially on our digital battleground. Every pixel, every key press, every decision made in and out of the server all add up, culminating into a final form in pursuit of a trophy that is larger than life, and for most of us, unattainable.
Unattainable indeed, but for Vitality, they've had so many of them. But I remember a time in a place called Boston where we had a similar situation, a super team, you may say, on one side, and on the other side, a top 6 team of scrappy young guns
זאת איך היא מדברת כאילו היא רוצה היום בערב אחד השחקנים שם. היא רוצה שם איזה שחקן, נראה לי בגלל זה מדברת ככה. ברור אחי, ויטאליטי לוקחים אותם אחי. בוא צריך להגזים בכל זאת.
TV Austin Major 2025.
נראה לי שגם זה משחק מביך שהם ממש הפסידו להם. איפה שחר? איפה הוא? אבל אני מתכופף כי אני אוכל כפרות.
This time can be different from the last time at the Shanghai. It's for our team, our country, our region.
Are you nervous?
Just do my thing, trying to win, chasing the dreams.
I always think about my teammates. We're like family and brothers.
We're just 5 kids who enjoying cs, playing in front of the crowds. I have hope that USA people cheer for us.
Yeah. Everyone knows us. We need to be an inspiration to the younger generations.
Is it possible Mongols era starts in Austin?
Why not? I think we can.
Let's go, איזה חמודים אחי.
That trophy. Yeah.
הקהל אוהב את ויטאליטי אחי. יואו! מה אתה עושה איפקס? וואי אחי, איפקס ממש זה אחי.
I want to be the guy with the most trophies and also considered the best IGL in history.
We are really looking for the win. You have so much pressure on you, you're thinking about your game plan, you individually, you need to be good. Everything combined it's a lot. I don't think it's possible to sleep.
If you were to lift the trophy, who would you dedicate this win to?
To the haters?
My family also, my mom, my grandmother. I was 9 years old and my grandmother
וואי אחי, זיו הולך מה אתה דפוק אחי נועם?
That's something I...
לא יודע מה הולך לקרות פה אחי. אבל תראה איזה חמודים אחי. הצרפתים הולכים לקחת, תקשיב, אייפקס וזיו משחקים אחי. ופליים משחקים, מה אתה דפוק אחי? מה הולך לקרות להם אחי?
I want to prove them that it's bullshit. We know we're the big favorite. There is no doubt about it.
די אחי, חייבים לפרק אותם. אתה נשאר פה נועם? אתה נשאר פה ללייב אחי?
Moment, the major grand final, and it feels like it is a date with destiny. We have vitality on one side of the server. Apex
לא אחי, לא שמתי כסף אחי. לא שמתי. אני לא יודע איך אחי, אין לי מושג איך. אבל תקשיב, אליפות הבאה, שתהיה, אני בטוח נכנס. עכשיו אני כבר. נכנסתי לזה חזק. אל תדאג.
I'm sure they're welcome in here, Freya, but question
אתה
remains,
שמת
do they
כסף?
have the level in order
No.
to take it to Vitality? Can they beat what is currently the best team in the world? We've spoken about it already. Let's speak about win condition. Let's speak about what needs to happen in order for the Mongols to get it going. Sensu, big point of conversation, has had a fantastic playoff so far, but he's the one player that usually drops off the most versus Vitality. Now we know Mirage is coming up.
No,
as the
מובן,
first
מובן,
one as
אחי.
well. And guess what? They played in Dallas a month ago. I think the Mongols should have won that game. They look like the better team, but guess what player didn't show up in that game as well? Sensu. I think the biggest playmaker tonight, the biggest difference the Mongols can show up with is Sensu. If he plays well, I see them have a chance.
A massive win condition for the side of Mongols, as is 9-10. We've
There you
already
go.
talked about it at Maui. The fact that he is the highest rated player here in the playoffs, closely followed by Zaiwu behind him. This is going to be a showdown for the ages in terms of the AWPing.
I mean, 9-10, what he wants to do is take Vitality's lunch money, just like he did back in the LAN cafes in Mongolia, taking it from all the other fellow countrymen that he had. He's been a sharp shooter at these playoffs, and I feel like he is going to give absolutely everything to stick it to Vitality.
Well, we're calling them underdogs for a reason because the odds heavily siding with Vitality. It makes sense, Jacob, but we love dreams here in NA. Do you
No,
think
shit.
we're at least getting 3 maps in this grand final?
I would love to. I would love to see.
אנחנו נשארים עד הסוף
I
של זה,
think there
חבר'ה.
is a chance. I think there's a chance when Mirage.
אני מביא לעצמי משהו לשתות ואני בא אחרי.
If there's one weakness when it comes to Vitality under Mirage, the T side, they rely a lot on Zaiwu. He's the only player who's gone positive KD in the last 3 months on Mirage. So if Zaiwu is not playing well, the Mongols have a chance.
They say everything's bigger in Texas and the stakes don't get any bigger than this. It's time to kick off the major grand final.
יאללה צ'אט, יאללה צ'אט. התחילו?
I want to ask you a question. What are your memories of me? I was there during your first big clutch. I could hear your heart pounding through the microphone.
הייתי פפסי חבר'ה ככה לפתיחת
Do
הלייב.
you remember your first setback?
חבר'ה, לחיים, לחיי ויטאליטי.
I remember those moments you wish you could forget.
איזה עיניים יפות, מה זה?
The moments when you had done everything and it wasn't enough. But I was there when that got better. The happiness. Breaking through the barrier you didn't know was there. I saw you improve.
איזה כיף זה?
I saw what you could do. I remember thinking you'd quit. And I remember when you'd first felt greatness.
איזה טופ אני שם את פליימס? פליימזי בכל העולם? הוא חד משמעית נכנס בטופ 5. לא, לא יודע. אולי 7. אני לא יודע אחי, אני... כמה? הוא שחקן מאוד טוב. אבל הוא טופ 10 בטוח, כן, בטח. אני בא ואני אהיה בדיפן אחי.
10 of the world's greatest players stand before you. They have nowhere to run and they have nowhere to hide. Tonight, we will watch them fight with their dreams on the line. Austin, Texas, pay close attention. Do you feel it? Your heart pounding with anticipation. That shiver down your spine? Counter-Strike lives within us! America! The world is watching! And it's your time to shine! This is the Austin Major Grand Final! Right here! Right now!
יש! התחלנו! יאללה, תנו בראש חבר'ה.
Let's get it.
Somebody flies home a champion. Somebody goes home
בראש.
destroyed.
Everybody woke up today thinking this was their chance. Only one team leads with this trophy.
Flamesy to kick it off the team
Yes!
flash. It's Techno.
פתח, זיו, תראה אותם אחי.
It's an A site that's going to get tested as 910 finds his slight opening. Single man advantage. Vitality slows it down. We're still just getting them stuck outside of that ramp though. Blitz gets a little bit of damage in. Kill start to come back. Senzu's going to try to save this. We go 2v2. They've evened it out for a second. Again, these slight mid-round pauses, but that bomb is gone. In the clutch, 910 early on.
Yeah, you got 910 in the 1-on-2. The guy who logs on today is the least hours of anybody else on this map. The least trophies, the least experience in this situation. And one of the most amazing op runs for someone of his stature in this playoffs.
Ooh, they let him have that space. So bombs planted, Glocks up. No kit for the two players. Rops takes a look before Apex arrives. Rops wants into the action, doesn't need his in-game leader to help him. Rops knows how to win. That is why he's here. That's why Vitality have made it. And so first round.
תגיד לך מה היה צריך לעשות, אורגינל, הוא כבר הצליח לשים את הבום, הוא לא היה צריך להפיק אותם. זה דפוק. זה ממש דפוק.
CS2 major final, but also hasn't won one.
לא, מה שהם עשו להם אחי.
Look at the confidence on this though, right?
In the last two, we saw Spirit, we saw Na'Vi. This is their best chance yet. But what we have to understand about the Mongols is they've been a top 5 team this entire season. They are one of 6 teams that has even taken a map off of Vitality
שמע, הם
this season.
מטורפים אחי.
In fact, they beat them
כל
twice
אחד
on
יודע לאן
mute.
הוא הולך אחי, זה
And that's
כאילו,
what makes
וואי,
this
תקשיב,
veto
זה...
incredibly brave, because they had that option, yet they picked Mirage. They're leaning into their strengths. They've been very good on this map here in playoffs.
Within this playoffs, we saw Flamesy have a bit of an off first half within Mirage, then be able to kick it back up a notch for the attack. Every single piece of Vitality better come to play, because that's the one difference between this Mongols and the Mongols you've been watching all year long. Finally piecing it together in a playoffs. And it was a slow start versus Pain on this very same map. Didn't seem to shake them. They waited it out. They won a clutch, and from that point on, 13 rounds straight. Right now, Apex better be careful. Inside of that smoke reside a couple players. He doesn't like the risk of it, so he'll go back, lean away from the murder hole as we get a little bit of an expedition over towards the ramp.
Feels like he's in purgatory right now. We got Flamesy trying to smooth out this angle. A couple of good fights coming the way of Vitality. First one, Apex wins.
Simon catching good timing inside a connector, knows that that pinch could be inbound. Blitz is going to try to recover this. Again, not everybody with the best weapons. Tech9, what a wallbang frag off that upgraded pistol. Do what you must to try to break down this A defense, but it looks like it's still going to stand tall. Timing on the peak from Apex, and Vitality convert this one with majority still alive.
כן, הם יודעים, הם מתאמנים, זה כל הקטע, הם עושים אימונים אחי. אומרים טוב, אנחנו נלך לפה, אנחנו נלך לשם, ככה אנחנו נשחק שככה, ככה אנחנו נעשה שפה. הם יודעים מה הם עושים אחי. זה נקרא קבוצה ברמה בינלאומית אחי, אבל תראה את זה. זהו, עשה קיליר, בדק את זה אחי. איזה הד שדפק לפיימס אבל. מה טוב, באי-ספורט הם משחקים לאט. הם משחקים לאט, הם לא פורצים אחי. אנחנו במשחקים רגילים אחי. ב-50 שניות כבר סיימנו ראונד, זה לא טוב. תראה, הם לוקח להם זמן, לאט. צודק, אחלה, אחלה.
The support goes beyond the borders. Desert Eagles across the board for this one. Single Tech9, they take their time with it, but again, Vitality not looking to play scared whatsoever. Floating out in middle. It's an absolute slaughter, barring Mzinho out through the palace. Unfortunately, doesn't have a bomb to go with that. Could have got the plant off, could have got the funds going. He could still chip away at it though. This Desert Eagle looking sharp.
He's grabbed a couple of skulls. Better gun now. Bomb not in a good spot. Vitality gonna try to chill. They have gotten, 1v3'd at this event. They have made a couple of mistakes early on in the game, but I think all that's just sharpened them up.
And Rops has got it cut down.
We're talking about Mongols playing against the best team in the world and drawing the comparison back to the last time we were in America. Boston beat Cloud9, we're a top 6 team. They played against FaZe. These guys were the most stacked roster at the time in terms of legendary players still near their prime or in their prime. But they didn't have a streak like Vitality.
תחשבו איזה כיף לפליימס, אחי. הוא גם עושה את מה שהוא אוהב, אחי. עושה מזה כסף. ונמצא בארצות הברית עכשיו, אז זה...
Ahead of this playoffs, Mongols only had 4 playoff matches won throughout their endeavors. Cut shy so many
טוב,
times.
זה מיראז' דסטי אינפרנו, ב3 מפות. נכון? תקשיב, נועם. תשמע, אחי, זה מטורף, תחשוב. כאילו... דרך אגב, אחי, אני גם רוצה להתחיל לשחק תחרותי יותר. אני לא ברמה שלהם. אני לא טופ טיר, מן הסתם, אחי. אבל אני... יודע לשחק, אחי. אפשר לקחת אותי לאיזו קבוצה מסוימת, אחי, פה בארץ, אחי. לראות, לעשות טורנירים, עניינים. צריך לראות משהו מה קורה, אחי. בארץ פשוט לא מקדמים את זה יותר מדי. מה נראה, אחי? אבל תראה אותו, הוא ממזר, הוא נראה לי וול. יאו, אחי.
Maybe hoping to keep Vitality busy, but they stay active.
Yeah, it seems like they're fully aware of the setup now, actually. Mzinho has taken, he's already past the op line. He knows that no one's there on the site watching. This helps Blitz as well. He's the ward in the watchtower.
שומעים טוב, נכון, נועם? שומעים טוב, וכאילו רואים טוב, נכון? לא בלאגים. יופי, שחר.
You know, we've seen little tidbits of timings from both teams. Vitality keep just stepping into the action right when Mongols have this false sense of confidence. Single Molotov here for the Mongols. They go very quiet at 40 seconds. And how do you deal with that ramp control? I mean, that's really the Vitality strength in this position. Blitz trying to offer up some support so that Techno can move in.
Yes, opens up an ability to plan as well. They need to get rid of this ramp setup, however.
910's Molotov. It's perfectly placed.
And they can plant for that smoke.
This
Perfect
is good.
Utility usage.
For as much as Vitality feels like they've figured it out, Mongols working with very little, put it exactly where it needs to be, and then we start to see some missed shots. Flamesy drops the ball. Rops, though, maybe they didn't anticipate that second player, so now 910 going to be fixated on this as Blitz attempts to catch connections on the others, but it is a stoic-looking ZywOo towards the catwalk, and a late move here from Mezzi. All 3 players working with the kits, still 2 smokes out here. Vitality do have time to play, but that time's starting to add an extra layer of pressure. Rops, while throwing grenades, first kill. The 910 has the cover. Mezzi's going to try to close the distance. Blitz, good support. Mezzi in the middle goes down. Mongols perfectly pieced together.
Game starts here. That rifle, they worked it all the way to the end. They slowed down there in the mid-round. It looked a little bit nervous. Flamesy came back, found his pick-off. He's been doing good work on the A-ramp, but Blitz gets the really key frag right here. Connector control is what it's all about when you're going to go for the A-split. Very careful from this position of getting to safe zones. Everybody wants to watch history. History upon history if they're able to take this win.
It's the beauty of our finals tonight. Regardless of who wins, it is history. A damn near perfect season out of Vitality or your first ever Asian major champions. Which is a sentence I think a lot of people in this room didn't think we would ever have to say. And yet a lot of them in here want to say it. First round collected for the Mongols. It is evidence Vitality bleeds. Very low buy for Vitality as well. When we saw how perfectly that utility went down for the Mongols last round.
Yeah, they're not actually in a spot to prod into mid. Mahone brought up in the video before. Messi's usually here on Cat. ZywOo in his position.
He's been
doing so good on the ramp, but this guy's just watching pals for him right now.
Here we go. Cat challenge. Nice shots by Rops.
Did they get the bomb on the way or not? They didn't.
Oh, it dropped.
They did not get the bomb.
Bomb fell inside of the smoke. You can take that B site. Mezzi just hit that dink. That's a ton of damage through the wall bang. Again, the kills start to come out for the Mongols, but now they're starting to realize the error of their ways.
Oh, who needs a bomb?
Bit of a challenge for ZywOo, but he misses his shot. And that bomb will get scooped back up as Rops went down. Galil pressed between the two. Catches ZywOo off. Flamesy, quick action into the play, but the bomb has gone the other direction. And his rotation back will be a treacherous path. If he thinks they're playing side by side, he is wrong. And as he comes through this doorway, he is cautious, but not cautious enough. Or is he? Flamesy collects it, but Senzu's there to trade. We go 2 rounds straight.
Start from him early, but another great round for the Mongols. Vitality are getting tested. Bomb drops the way to face. Mzinho looks right into the ladder room. Very awkward moment if they didn't get the 2 kills and entries on the B site. This round could have totally fallen apart. Now, Vitality will have to get creative. Should be clear as day to the Mongols how much money they have to use.
באיקו, וואי. כן, אחי, מה זה? זה אפס יצא, אחי? לא נגע בבליימס בכלל.
They don't want to make a misstep. They don't want to fall to a
לא.
USPs go swinging. Top middle control is everything. Coupled nicely with an underpass player as well. Singular USP frag comes out of Vitality. They stop wasting everybody's time. Throw themselves at their enemies. And meet a bit of a brick wall. We are tied early on Mirage.
There's going to be certain benchmarks in this game that believe it's even possible that Vitality lose. And Mongols even tying the game at any point was won.
זה של הפייסיט, אין לי כוח.
It may seem like not much.
מה זה? מי הביא אותו, אחי?
Except it's better because there's way less French people.
מה זה, אחי? מה זה אחר הזה? בואו חושב שיש לו אור אחרי הדבר הזה. רגע, לפני שממשיכים... אוי, בלט, העברתי לכם אחורה. רגע, רק יעביר את זה לפה.
That's not small. We saw Mongol start 5-0 down versus Pain came back, won 13 rounds in a row.
זהו.
But no offense, Pain to Vitality. This defense better answer.
It would have been less meaningful if the game was close, but it really wasn't.
Ooh, through smoke, huh?
Wow.
9-10.
Eyes closed.
Forcing Apex to call from the sidelines.
לא בדיוק, זיו. אני עכשיו לא שחקתי את זה חצי שנה 5M, אבל אני עוד מעט חוזר לאיזה שרת מסוים. יופי.
I think he just shot to find it off the top corner of the smoke. That was amazing play out of him off the timing alone.
לא פיוטר. פרשתי שם מזמן אחרי, לפני איזה חצי שנה.
Changes the complexion of the round here for the T side. They're starting to loop back around, go into their final idea, but now without mid.
That's dangerous, man. Just chucking guns around top middle. At any point, this could have happened. CT's come to take a look. But as the CT's try to carve that path towards middle with a distraction on the catwalk.
That's two spotted.
Those are your A players. From connector back to the bomb site. Mzinho up close, gets his head ripped clean off. Flamesy already on the multi-kill. A little bit of a delay here from the Palace peak, but it is going to come in time. Flamesy going above and beyond. Dropped. 15 health here for Blitz. And a first frag needed by Mezzi in a clutch. Blitz
yes.
the battlefield will not find the timing on the peak. And the Brit posts one.
לומד כרגע מלא. כן, אני זוכר אותך, זיו, ברור אחי. ברור אחי, ראונד מאוד חשוב אחי. כל הראונד פה הוא חשוב, אבל הראשונים חשובים.
But he's going to be rotating over and have to pull off some clutches. He did. Wow. Yeah, that move from Zaiwu totally changes things. It was an unanswered trade.
איזה תותחים, אחי, איזה תותחים.
Until Zaiwu just found a way to do it himself.
תראו אותם. איזה תותחים, אחי.
Slight limitation, but a faster pace. Mongo's going to jump on this.
אחלה, זיו, מה איתך, אחי? אתה בגרויות עכשיו, לא? יואו! כן! די, 3-2, נו, ותראה, מה אני רואה? אחרון 1 HP.
Vitality come in again, shoulder to shoulder. This time Mezzi with a bit more support in the Estonian. Space given over to Techno. He catches them off guard. But does he know about Mezzi, who's backed into another clutch, back-to-back 1v1s? This time, Techno has the equal amount of health and the utility here to offer. Not gonna stop.
איי, אחי. אלוף, זיו, אלוף. איזה זין, אחי.
First clutch posted by Mongols.
האמת, מזי לא היה צריך להפיק איך שהוא עשה, אחי, זה היה צפוי מדי.
For that first kill. 1v2 to close. Keeping this game close. We often see Techno fighting from the bottom of the scoreboard, but here we are in the major grand final. And his first clutch of the night.
יאללה, רופס, תן להם. תן להם, אחי, תן להם.
They asked Blitz on the desk, How would you describe Techno? First thing he said, this is my brother.
וואי, אחי, זיו.
Second shot chance there for Zyru.
And no easy rounds here for the Mongols. 5v4 already getting shot in the back as they're trying to get up on a cat, but look who's there. No one is in B. Bomb gets away safe.
They'll run it down.
מה אומר אלמוג? אביתר.
Mongols said they take inspiration from the LG SK days. Talked about 9-10 having to travel so long to get to play at lands, playing to be able to have a ticket to get home. You know, those kinds of stories, that kind of hunger, we hear coming out of many different regions as to why players play so well.
I mean, the perfect example is Fur. Used to do the same thing. You can win a LAN, you get 2 meals a day. You lose, where are you sleeping?
You know why I grew up in Toronto? I lost a LAN.
It's a bewildering journey for the Mongols. It's truly a tale of rags to riches. Realizing their dreams round by round at the moment because there's no denying this momentum has shifted.
ביי, אח שלי, אורך חזיב, תהיה בריא, אחי, תשמור על עצמך, אחי. איזה דיגל, אחי.
A slight hiccup on a road to a completely vacant B-bomb site, one that was understaffed.
I was disappointed to not see Nuke in this veto from the
תראה
Mongols.
את ההוא מזרים אותם.
Also,
אני
they're showing
מת.
us why they picked Mirage.
אסה, אחי. חבר'ה, תשתפו את הלייב, איפה אתם? תשתפו את הלייב קצת, יאללה, מה יש לכם אתם?
Certainly Vitality were ready for that pick more than this one.
כן, אני עובד באיקאה, אחי, ביום. עכשיו ספציפית פחות, אבל כן.
Oh, getting great moments from Zaiwu out a window on these
אחלה
smokes.
זיו, יופי.
Perfectly positioned, getting a lot of impact out of this one, and they're not going to be able to stop him from repositioning either.
He's got so many openers or refrags from the spot.
וואי, אחי, זה חייב להיות רציני יותר, אחי.
Certainly trying to play like the best player in the world.
What's that curdled defense? You got no one in ladder room. Again, even though we've got 5 CTs up, they're playing on the perimeter, sort of.
Not going to be able to really find these players, though. Hidden inside of this B site. Mezzi floating around the bench, gets early damage onto Senzu. Will clean that one up. He's trying to set up all the distractions so that Robs can do what he does. Hit you from the side. He'll do exactly that. Dropping bomb in the process. B site held. B site holds real strong. So with a competitive success story down towards A, we get a resurgence from Vitality.
Last series they played was so close. Ended 13-11. Mongols and Blitz, when asked what he thinks about this final, he's not someone to tell jokes. He said it's about 50-50 in his head. And if you watched the last series, it was 50-50. It was extremely close game. The streak almost ended there.
What you're looking at right now is Counter-Strike, folks. Counter-Strike in the heart of Texas. Mara and Extaz. Trying to keep everybody's nerves under wraps.
And nerves may be a conversation that comes into play. We'll see. We'll see when and where. But for now, we see the Mongols open up after getting crushed and collapsed versus FaZe last stage into playing them in playoffs where you'd think FaZe would have an even bigger advantage and standing up to all of their previous losses, sort of undignified exits, whether it was Shanghai or some of the other events that they played. Stood up to it all, played their best, yes. Round 11, we're talking about 2 AKs here for the Mongols.
Yes, sir. Off the tack pause, don't forget it. Kind of plan is in place. Apex was the result of a few early deaths. Still has a great scoreline. Zaiwu's taking up that space left in middle, this time doing it on his own. He floats back into safety.
Crazy how many unsupported kills that Zaiwu has gotten by himself in these mid-round moments, sort of mysteriously appearing in the window, testing a smoke on a certain timing. But if you ask me, Mongols are taking over mid this often. If they get it consistently,
נגיד לך מה הבעיה, אחי, הם משחקים לבד, זה טרייד,
with a trade.
טרייד לא טוב.
Apex in that pregame says he wants to be remembered as the greatest in-game leader to ever do it, that he wants to be the player with the most trophies.
Okay, here it comes, the full attack. The actual rotation from Vitality is incorrect. We got
man. No support elements whatsoever, just Mezzi singly sitting here. Sure, pistols in the front of this apartment's push ahead of that bomb. It's also a question about joining up with the cat that eventually Senzu's going to put in place. Senzu floats around the ladder room. Here's that help. Apex is dead. Mezzi goes down with nothing to the hand of the Desert Eagle. Just the pistol to break open the sight. And then Techno goes Rotator also dead. So working with less doesn't seem to hold back the Mongols.
They're here to put on a show.
שמע, כן מגיע להם לנצח, בסדר? הם טים טוב, הם משחקים להם טוב. והם באו כאילו טובים השנה. הוא לא פורץ אותם, אבל אחרי אם הוא עושה קלאץ' אחי, אני...
An opening kill that definitely delayed the rotation from Rops as well, who we see fall inside the market. A glimpse of it there for Mzinho, so he knows to be on high alert, but what a reaction.
Yeah, from Mezzi's POV seemed impossible.
יואו, תראה אותה הזאתי. כל עוד יש לה בחוץ.
That is grass-fed American beef.
Mezzi wants to take a bite for sure.
זה חשוב, אחי.
One Desert Eagle shot. So now already we're seeing Vitality lose to straight-up gun rounds. Vitality lose Zaiwu in the middle of the map, lose to pistols.
One major back, obviously Senzu wasn't there, but you know who was? Mzinho. In that playoff game on Ancient, it was Mzinho who looked like he was unaffected. The player that looks like he plays well beyond his years.
בוא נראה רגע אם אני יכול עוד זה.
There's bodies here in 9-10, but he's gone, so if you want to chase him, it's a bit too late. We'll have that mid-control, it frees up Rops to lean forward. When we saw Flamesy struggling as the A anchor in a previous playoff game, that is exactly when Rops started to take over the responsibility of the site. And seeing as Mongols have won rounds on this half of the map, look at the justification behind this stack up. Zaiwu is not a part of the hold, though. And so Vitality are going to have to prove that they can do it without Lilu. He will take his sweet time on this flank, and the Mongols not looking like they need much more time. But if Mzinho lingers with that bomb, Zaiwu could have caught him. Insta-kill here from Senzu. Rops plays off of the balcony, but you still have Apex under wraps, hidden in the shadows, and he's making a move. Oh, he lets them plant. No way he lets that go down. Now he puts it on to the back of his teammates for the retake.
Wasn't spotted.
It got picked back up. 9-10.
Wait, look how Techno's scaling here.
Oh, it's perfect. Just through the side of it, Mezzi. How many clutches can he be put into, and how many can he come up with? Health advantage once more. Hits the headshot. And so the Mongols will take a 2-run lead on the T side of the map peak. Proof is in the pudding. Vitality bleed.
רגע.
Into playing them in previous, lost into all of their previous events consistently else.
Setups using the latest Alienware technology that I'm sure you want to be able to try. Because right now we've got Mouse's Yimfat with us over here, Phases Elige, and they're going to be having a 1v1.
Awaken to a world of wonder in Final Fantasy XIV Online.
And it is looking crispy, it's looking fine. We're going to put it to the test in a 1v1 with some of our best players. So let's get into it. You guys are ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Hands on the mouse, be prepared.
Yeah.
So we're playing some arena. Elige, you have a bit of experience with these monitors, right? Talk to me, what are you feeling so far?
Yeah, so far it feels really smooth. Initial impressions is it is like really big compared to my monitors, since we usually play on 24-inch monitors, and this one's 27. But yeah, at home I've used the 500 hertz Alienware before, so yeah, I'm no stranger to it.
Do you notice some specific differences when you're seeing the OLED?
I think that, I mean, the response time is obviously great. I mean, just from like the test, that OLED should have like really low response time, so it's fun to try it now.
So this should be faster than what we're normally cooking with in advance.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that. And you are owning right now. There we go. Okay, I'll come over to your side.
I need some confidence.
The James effect.
I'll give you some confidence boosting. How are you finding it, Yimmy?
I like it. For me, like the biggest change is.
איפה זה היה? איך אני איזה? אוף, איך עושים את זה, אחי? זה היה איפשהו פה.
No scaling here.
Oh, it's Perfect. Where you sleep through round.
אני נמצא את זה חבר'ה ואז רגע. אני נמצא את זה ואז דווקא. חייב למצוא את זה. אולי אני אשים זה, צריך להתחיל ללמוד השקעות. ברור אחי, אתה נכנס לתוך העולם הזה אחי. רגע, בלק פיטי הזה, זה לא בלק פיטי הזה. נו, איפה זה אחי? נו. הנה, נובה וולט. אני נראה לי אנסה לשים כסף למשחק.
You got lock in man.
למרות שהם חלקים את זה כנראה.
Okay, now he's back.
One more.
Oh, 100 for Elise.
Okay.
76 for Yimfat. GG's. Look at you shaking off the hand off.
100, that's a lot. We just played for a while, actually.
There we have it. Elise wins the Alienware 1v1 between our professional players. But you guys, you can come on here to the Alienware booth if you've got your tickets for the major and have a chance of winning this monitor. Put your skills to the test, and at the end of the day, you might be able to walk away with this yourselves and take it home. I am so jealous if you get to do that because this is looking fantastic right now. So good luck, have fun. Make sure you come down to here.
אני לא יודע אם זה ייתן לי בכלל.
Wielding a couple of very important rounds at the end of that one. Mongols may have started this half slowly, but they don't give a damn. They kick it right back into gear to close it. They deny a couple of clutches. And they have won rounds where they didn't even have full guns. That little bit of X factor that you need to pull off a major championship win, we've seen the ingredients already.
You know what I loved about it? They're getting, both teams have a little carry from the bottom, right? Techno and Mezzi, two players who both put up clutch rounds when they needed to. Techno denying Mezzi in the end. This allows this to not just be a tied scoreline at the end of the first half. 7-5 here on map 1.
נראה לי שאני מצליח רגע. איזה מלחיץ זה קוסומה כן אחי.
Failed to do every time they meet Vitality. Oh, and a special thank you to all of our production, working tirelessly for these last few weeks.
All night long last night.
What Mongols failed to do was win their map pick. They could win Nuke, but that was always Vitality's pick in the series.
Fast moves from Vitality, though. And one of the things in the kick-up of their T-side will be Flamesy on the entries, but a well-timed flashbang stopped it for a second. Little recoveries, we go 2 kills each. Senzu tries to find contact off cap. Blitz is going to go alone. Never mind, excuse me. Him and Techno just split up, moving over so close together that it kind of frazzles Flamesy out of his preferred post-plant position. Bomb down behind triple. They're going to try to push at Senzu for a second.
Yeah, they've crawled up. Senzu, if he stays alive, we'll see.
Ticket players start to get that retake going. They have really closed the distance, but maybe to their demise. Senzu and Techno will clear out that bomb site, and a pistol win for the Mongols. That lead begins to grow.
Yes, this starts to get into insurmountable territory, especially with the confidence. They're smiling here in this major final. A far cry from the Mongols we're used to seeing in playoffs.
There we go.
But Vitality are a team that have been tested. They've been tested many times, whether it was in the best of 5s or those individual series in their past ones versus the Mongols. The simple fact is they have not lost. There was such a big difference from a lead and a victory. 1AK comes into this round on Zaiwu.
Zaiwu currently sitting negative. In the face of a white-hot Senzu Blitz and Techno core.
מה, אני אשים על ציירת אולי?
With the crowd rallying behind them, they are only going to grow more and more confident as their lead grows with it. Apex needs a second to stew in it. In his pre-match interview, said this crowd wants a Cinderella story and he's here to prove that all that's bullshit. How's it feel now? 3-round lead over top of Vitality.
Considering the strat that's coming forward, they're is going to be one player isolated.
איך אני זה?
Significant actually utility advantage
Hey,
to
לא תזמין
Vitality as
אוכל,
they
אחי,
come onto
אני
the
מנסה
site.
להמר, אחי.
Mzinho, can he really stop this? 910 gets comfortable inside smokes as well.
Yeah, trying to lock it in. There doesn't look like there's fire here for 910. He'll find Messi's head instantly. Palace player delayed for a second. Flashbang gets the that is some shooting. That is 910 full control. Blitz right behind him.
טוב, המונגולים, אחי. כן,
They can
מה?
do that with a promise.
מה זה?
Brick wall.
מה קורה לה?
On the brink of double digits.
This move, okay, how often would you get locked up in this position and think, okay, I'm just going to chill, let my teammates come and help me? No, he goes out wide for this. He knows there's going to be multiple players on his screen, but they come to help him. He hits that spray transfer, and Mongols hit 9.
Getting double digits should now be easy. We're talking upgraded pistols for Vitality without Kevlar. 3 players behind it. 910 not satiated yet. It is bloodlust from an Opper who is making a highlight reel with rifles, but he's going to get caught by this P250 bottom middle. All good. Senzu will pick it up. And when Senzu hits that top rope, he's going to catch Flamesy top mid. Bomb down, drops late to the party, doubling the rounds of Vitality.
Senzu on 17 frags here in this major final. 17 frags in this major final. From a total collapse of the last major to a winning position at this one. The question was, when would they find the breakthrough? Mentally, it's the hardest part of the game. It's the other half. Everybody on Vitality has gone through hell and back trying to figure out the mental side of this game, and they've done a fantastic job of staying near the top, even on their lows, picking up a trophy every year. And now pushing towards that era. Mongols are the youngest team here, so you think maybe they take an extra couple of years before the players start maturing, maybe one more roster move. No, it looks like they found their 5.
Or if they really got lucky, maybe at the start of the second half of this year. A little more time to figure out Vitality is what we thought everybody needed. 10 goes deep, and it's going to be Apex sidelined early yet again. We saw the Mongols break through with their first gun round on their T side. Vitality had a high hope of doing the exact same. And if you want to do it now, it's off this 4v5.
Even though Apex isn't the top fragger on the team, taking out the IGL, especially someone like Apex, such a big voice, calling from dead is so difficult. If there's someone you want to tilt, it's Apex. I don't think it's easy to do, but Flamesy is somebody who people have referenced, past teammates, as he could be the next IGL on the team. He could be the second biggest voice. He didn't have the maturity or the experience, but he's gotten there now.
45 seconds, top con smoke goes down, gives them a little room to work within it, so they thought. 910's got other ideas, and nothing comes from free at the moment.
No, these shots are filthy.
Right back to the top of Tiki, he'll go. They're going to try to slam their way through it. Over top of the staircase goes the bomb. Still just stuttering out. Senzu puts that M4 right against the smoke. And there seems to be no open room. There seems to be no solution at the moment.
Zero.
Taking off angles on fading smokes. Peeking off of Ticket on these timings. Going deep on B. Mongols are playing to win.
It is active, confident moves. It is constant pressure. It is fearless counter-strike being weaponized.
לא קבוצה שאומרת יאללה אח שלי, תהיה אגרסיבית תמצא לנו אופנינגס. שימו לב, גם הפיק הראשון שלו דפקו לו בוסט מהיר אחי כדי שיפיק שם. קיל שני שוברים לו את הסמוג, בום.
שמע אחי, זה בעייתי רצח.
We saw Mao's embarrass Vitality on the second map of that semi-finals, but we thought to ourselves that was the team who has the most reps against Vitality.
זבו את ההימור, יאללה.
One was slowly piecing together some kind of comfort zone. No comfort whatsoever. 910 hits another. He doesn't miss shots. And so this space dries up. He will do it all if he has to. As the others fall for him, no help is coming from Vitality. 9-10 calls the emergency services. Vitality lay dead ahead. There is no resuscitating this man.
Posterized for map points. With history upon history on the line, you know who to call.
Double op setup comes up from the two players with 19 kills a pop. It is a rare sight to beat Vitality in a map. It's another to embarrass them. They rose through the floor today with confidence. Those grins drained from their faces. We're going to get another pop-up through connector. Is there any chance that Vitality make this a game? Is there any chance that they avoid total collapse in the face of the Mongols? Mirage their map pick, and you can see the confidence. You can feel the confidence. 9-10 yet again into that kill feed. Will he ever stop? Him and Senzu combining with the Ox yet again. Techno back and the headshots follow through. No respect. It is a Vitality-based game. Mongols shock the world. Map one in their back pocket. Their dreams on the line. And no sign of slowing down.
Their best win over Vitality yet. They take their map pick for the first time in this head-to-head, and they do it on the biggest stage.
What the fuck?
They absolutely do. Techno, unbelievable first map.
Sitting
right there, playing the way you are, with everyone here cheering for the Mongols.
Well, it feels so amazing. In the end, we won the first map, but the match is not done yet.
It's not done yet, so I'll let you go. Thank you very much, Techno. Still one more to go.
It's not done yet, but talk about a fearless face from the Mongols on map number one. I am simply stunned, Maui, to put it up not only to the world number ones like that from the Mongols. First time they've managed to take their map pick versus Vitality, and they do it on the most grand of stages.
I am stunned. I am flabbergasted. I'm downright. Whole story with Senzu for the entirety of the last 9 months has been, when is he going to get it together against top teams in the world on big stages, and he absolutely obliterated them. But it wasn't just
שמת איפה אתה שם על משחקים? באיזה אתר?
every single person on the Mongols had contributing moments, and I'm going to say I don't think Vitality, they definitely didn't feel like themselves on that.
איזה אוברטיים מפה 2, עזוב אותי ים. סטייק הכי טוב. אתה צודק את האמת. יכול להיות שבקרוב יהיה לי איתם פרטנרשיפ עם סטייק.
to have 9-10 blistering all over the place, to have blitz in the beginning of the game, keeping the Mongols alive, keeping them competitive. Everything came together for the Mongols. They played the best Counter-Strike this team has ever played.
פאק, מה עשיתי? נראה לי סגרתי... הנה, הגיע לי. ועל הצ'אט. זה יכול להיות טעות, אבל אני עם הבחורים שלי בצהוב. היה 1.97 יחס נהיה. יאללה, יאללה ויטה.
תראי רגע, זה שאלתי טרונן שנייה.
סטייק זה בעלים של קי גם כן. $8,000 פוקס? מה פסיכופת? יש לך פה אנשים כמו פוקסל, אומר לך $8,000, סנטאפים אומר לך $20,000, ואני פסיכופת שמתי $2,000 סך הכל. איך אני פסיכופת?
Just like an interview, you know, he's a man that doesn't show a lot of emotions, but the way he's positioning himself, getting the first kill, well aware where the second player can be at as well. But look at this positioning as well. He's proactively looking for...
אתם יודעים מה? יש לי אבל באמת הרגשה חזקה שזה משחק של ויטאליטי, וכשיש לי הרגשה כזאת אני אפילו דוחף יותר. $10,000-20,000, אבל לא, אני רוצה לא כאילו להגזים.
They were the ones taking the fight to Vitality. They weren't sitting back and waiting for it to come to them. Nah. They wanted to win on their own terms, and they did.
I'm so glad that it's Techno 2 to do it because
אין לי שקל, מה קרה? זה סנטה. בוא נראה אם שפל לאסוף תהיינו משהו. לא נראה לי, אבל כוסימה שלהם. אחי, אין לי התנות אצלם יותר.
בכוונה צופה רגע ברונן.
בסדר, שיהיו בריאים. בסוף הם משלמים את הלידרבורד, אחי. שלא ייתנו לי התנות.
טוב.
Have you ever wondered what the GOAT of CS thinks about your favorite players? Well, today we
in the 1v1.
Even when the Mongols didn't have the ideal weaponry on their side, it still didn't matter for them, Maui. We've got round number 11, a perfect illustration of, Mongols just going for it, not giving a damn.
This one was also just so ridiculous. I feel like Vitality, they had to recover the half here, but 1-for-1 trade at the beginning of the round, but this is just a great crunch onto the B bomb site. Senzu finds a Apex that is really just hunting for information, but the Mizinho Deagle that comes out here too, it's just like he 90-degree turns to take out Mezzi, and even more just insult to insult.
לא יודע, אחי. מתי אמרת, אופיר?
But Mongols, they just took the fight right to him and they hit their shots.
They did hit their shots, and there's also a sharp contrast to what we saw when they were playing in the quarterfinal versus Navi. CT side of Mirage, it was Robs playing exceptionally well as an anchor.
שמע, אם לא אמרתם, אחי, תשמע, אני נראה לי אליפות הבא פשוט אני אומר, אחי.
Today he was nowhere to be found. There were a couple of moments this round alone as well where yes,
שנייה שפרתי הכל בחוץ.
from Messi to get a double kill right here, but that's what he did in the quarterfinal. That's what he did in the semifinal, and that's what Vitality were missing here on the CT side. Some of those individual, the anchor players in particular, Robs and Messi, didn't have a great showing compared to what they did in the quarterfinal and in the semifinal.
Yeah, let's wrap up the story of that first half. We've got round number 12. Once again, Techno really showing up, paying off in dividends.
I mean, the fact that Techno ended this game with 60.
לא יודע, אני אגיד לכם מה.
How's that even possible? Like he's getting all of these clutches, he's getting all of these super high impact moments, and to one-tap Mezzi at the very end of the half to close it. Like, I love that Senzu is the one that's just shocked that he's sitting next to Techno, but usually it's the other way around.
Usually it is the other way around, but we got to give it up to Senzu as well. You know, Techno, big man of the first half. Senzu, second half, he was the biggest point of conversation coming into this grand final because he's been stepping it up in the playoff. He's been criticized for not always showing up in the playoff. The Mongols have had a habit of not playing their best.
No, chat, well, אני אומר לכם אמיתי.
And in the few semifinals they've been in, Senzu has been the guy who's had the biggest drop-off, and in particular versus Vitality, every time they faced him, he's been the one player who haven't been able to step up to the occasion. Tonight, though, on Mirage, he was firing on all cylinders. It felt like Senzu didn't care about that. It felt like there's never been an issue. It felt like there's never been a complex whatsoever, Maui. He was hitting all the shots, taking all the duels, and I love that. Every single package you're going to see...
חבר'ה, אני ממש שוקל לקנות כאילו נייט ב$7,000 שקל.
proactively seeking the fights.
You look at the highlights there from Senzu, and that's what you got in highlight packages for Senzu in a group stage, in an opening match of a tournament. We had rarely seen it on the big stages, even though victories versus Pain versus FaZe, you could make the argument, and you could sincerely make this argument, that they're not top teams, they weren't in top form, and that it was always these better teams that just really put him in the dirt, made him look like he was not a player deserving of a top 20 placement at all as an individual. But these kinds of games, you see the full potential of Senzu on display.
Now I'm going to be honest with this one. We were sprinting from the green room up here when we heard the crowd absolutely erupt. This is the 9-10 ace. We've got round number 17 ready to queue up. Whilst the Mongols fans are cheering behind us. I want to see this one in person because all I could hear was just the screams of the crowd.
Well, 9-10 had a fantastic game as well, and this round is empathizing that entire thing, right? Hitting all the shots with the AWPs, being flashed off positions, and again, look how he's walking into the duel.
נגמר כבר מה אתה עושה, אחי, כפר עליך. זה נשמה שלי. רגע. תקשיב, אני חושב לקנות איזה. יש לי את הלייב שלישי, עכשיו כאילו ירד לה המחיר ברמות. אני פשוט אוסיף קצת כסף, אני אומר סיפור. תקשיב אחי, לקנות נגיד נייף כזאת. מלא, תקשיב זה. או לא יודע, כאילו משהו כזה, זה אימייל, זה... נעשה ככה רגע.
It's crazy to see 9-10 play this well. It's crazy to see the Mongols play this well, but I also do want to say it is map 1. It is their own map pick. It is Mirage, and so far in this tournament, they've looked hella good on it. They haven't lost on it. They haven't given
אז לא לעשות, לא לקנות כאילו?
expected Vitality to come in here and probably beat the Mongols 2-0, but if there was a ticket to buy your way into this grand final...
כן, אחי, אני יודע, זה יותר ממש זה. תקשיב, מינימל וויר וזה, אחי, הוא היה ממש הרבה יותר... עכשיו, גם זה. איך זה 114 שקל, אחי? זה ירד. זה ממש ירד. זה היה 1,000. לא מבין מה קורה פה. האינבנטורי שלי ירדה בפאקינג זה, אחי. לא מבין מה קורה פה. למה, אם אני שם 9,000, אחי? מה יהיה פה? אשכרה. סטאפ-פאק פקטורי... מה, אני אעשה את המשכורת שלי? יואו, אחי. יואו. למה, כמה יש לי בבנק עכשיו? צ'אט, אני אקנה את זה. הנייף שלי פה, הנייף שלי פה, הנה. הנייף שלי פה. מה אני עושה, אחי?
in this exact position saying that, yeah, I don't know what happened on Inferno against Mouse. We didn't show up whatsoever. Then we all saw what happened on map number 3. We all saw what happened when they bounced back immediately into it. So they've shown they can do that. Same happened in the group stage. Legacy, they lose 13-3. You think, what is going on? Then they went on a clean sweep and just destroyed everyone. So in terms of Vitality and where they're at right now, that is one to forget. There's nothing they can take away.
מה, butterfly or?
They have to forget all about it and then they have to make another bounce back, which in fairness, they have done twice.
Yeah, you've just got to move on at this point. Put this one in.
אגוז, תקשיב, צריך להבין משהו. יש לך לפחות 1,000 שקל מסטיקרים. זה הבאה.
מפינים. אתה מתכוון, פינים. זה נקרא פינים.
לא, לא פינים. עזוב פינים, יש לך גם סטיקרים כפרה עליך. הפינים אתה שומר, זה כן. אבל בוא, יש לך ליטרלי אלה. יש לך מלא סטיקרים, אחי, בשווי של 700 שקל בערך 1,000. שאתה לא מוכר. אני חושב שכמה זה כסף יכול להביא לך, אם אתה במקום להכניס את המשכורת שלך עכשיו.
רגע, קודם כל עכשיו תזן את המוח. בוא נעשה שזה יהיה ביחד עם ה... ככה כאילו, שזה לא יצא לי בלגן, חכה.
רגע, לא הבנתי, ההיקש שלך עלה 1,000 שקל?
הוא היה 1,000 שקל אחרי זה, עכשיו הרבה פחות, אני לא יודע מה זה אחי.
איך 1,000 שקל, אבל אז כן זה מסריח.
זה לא עובד ככה אחי.
מה זאת אומרת?
כי זה לא עובד ככה, הנה אני אומר לך. טוב, תקשיב לי בכל מקרה. אני רוצה לשים את הנייף הזאת, יש בלייב.
נו,
ולא אוסיף נגיד 5,000 שקל ולקנות משהו טוב. לא? לא יש בזה זה בטרפליי?
לא, כי תקשיב רגע. עכשיו בחרת את הנייף, נכון?
נו.
תקשיב מה אתה עושה. רד למטה, וקח את כל הסטיקרים המסריחים, ותבדוק כמה יש לך.
כולל הנייף?
כן, כולל הנייף שלך, סטיקרים שיש לך, ואתה לא
אין לי סטיקרים, אין לי. הסטיקרים שלי זה כלום, הנה, 50 סנט אחי, יש לי 10 כאלה, זה כולה 5 שקל.
לא, אני ראיתי שיש לך סטיקרים אחי, זה.
אני אומר לך, אין לי. הנה, תסתכל. למה אחרים? אתה חושב אחי שיש לי כסף פה? מה שכן יש לי את הסקינים המגעילים האלה שאני יכול למכור, הנה נגיד אני אוסיף את זה, הנה ככה, אני אוסיף את זה, אוסיף את זה, אני אוסיף את החרא, כאילו, הבנת?
הבנתי, רגע, תראה, מה הפין הכי גדול שלך? כאילו בכסף.
הפין הכי גדול שלי? סתם, רגע, זה, רגע, אני מעיף הכל, הנה, תראה, כל האלה הגרועים.
לא, בכל מקרה, בשביל לחסור, ואתה יודע מה אתה צריך לעשות?
רגע. הנה,
נכון, אתה אומר לעשות טרייד, תקשיב מה אתה עושה רגע,
תקשיב, במקום 2056 זה הוסיף לי 22 שקל, סבבה, יפה.
אוקיי, אז תקשיב רגע, תקשיב, במקום שאתה צריך לשים לב, אתה צריך לשים עכשיו להחליף את ה-API שלך בסטים בשביל טרייד, כדי שלא יגנבו לך את זה, אתה מבין?
יש לי פה כבר, אחי, עשיתי פה טריידינג כבר איתה, מה אתה חושב?
לא, נכון, אבל בכל מקרה.
אחי, אל תלמד אותי על ססמני, ססמני אני מכיר, אחי.
אלו, אגוז,
בוא תעזור לי.
אני גם הייתי בססמני הזה, ואתה יודע שגנבו לי כסף? גנבו לי 50 שקל.
טוב, אתה רוצה... וואי, אחי, אין לי כוח אליך. אתה רוצה לעזור לי פשוט לבחור סכין, אחי?
כן. רגע, איזה סגנון אתה רוצה לדבר?
הוא בטרפליי או M9 אחי?
לא, בטרפליי זה מגעיל. היה לך טלון, מה אתה צריך? M9 זה הדיבור.
הנה. אבל M9 טייגרטוס? לא. M9 דופלר אולי. כאילו, או מרבל פייד נגיד. הנה 6500 יאללה.
מה?
היא עולה 6500, צריך להוסיף 4000 שקל.
חכה רגע, אני אגיד לך משהו, חכה.
אני מוסיף אחי.
רגע, שתוק. תבדוק כמה ברול זה עולה, תגיד.
בסיאס רול?
כן, כן, תבדוק רגע. כי בסיאס רול אם לא טועה יורד מחירים כל פעם. תבדוק רגע. יש להם תמיד הנחות כאלו.
אז מה אופיר, אני באמת קונה, אני לא צוחק. רק תגיד לי אחי. בוא תגיד לי אופיר. תראה את המחירים.
תוסיף 30,000 שקל אחי, כן רובי.
כן, ממש. הנה ב-9,000, רגע זה שקל? לא, זה לא שקל, זה דולר.
תכף לי שיתוף שאני לא אראה בזה.
זה בלייב אחי.
אבל זה עובד לי שעה.
אז מה, אז איזה, מה, דבר אליי, רגע זה דולרים נכון?
פה זה דולרים. כאילו, אתה נגיד 8,200 נגיד, תוריד בערך 8,000, זה 8 כאילו. זה כאלה.
שמע, אתה דפוק אחי, לא, זה מחירים חולניים אחי. אתה מסתלבט עליי אחי, עזוב, זוז.
סתם, אני צוחק, סתם. לך דפוזיט רגע, נבדוק שזה לא דולרים, אני שכחתי כבר.
דפוזיט, אוי ואבוי.
דפוזיט אחי, דפוזיט, זה באסי, אחי, לא יודע איך לא עוברים את זה, זה לא שתוק כבר. וואי. אחי, שומע? פשוט תוסיף 5,000. תקנה לעצמך גם זה. מה זה פרצוף עושה אקו?
אני מרוכז, אחי, אני מרוכז. אתה צוחק. איזה מניאק.
שומע? תקשיב. אתה העיף את ה...
אני יכול לקנות איזה, אתה יודע, כאילו, שאני חושב...
אתה יכול לקנות משהו ב3,000, נגיד, להוסיף 1,000 שקל, אבל מה אתה צריך לעשות? אתה צריך להעיף את הכפפות המגעילות האלו, איפה הכחולות שהיו לך? מה עשית להם?
אהבתי אותם, אחי.
מה קרה פתאום? איך גל אפס?
יש לי רעיון מה נעשה, תקשיב מה אני עושה. אני נראה לי אקח משהו שהוא כאילו, אתה יודע, משהו שהוא כאילו לא מגעיל. כאילו משהו שהוא טוב.
אתה צריך גם כפפות וגם אחי נייף, אבל משולבות יפות רצח ביחד, אתה מבין? נגיד אלה הכחולות נגיד, בפיל טסטד.
לא אחי, מה אתה מגזים אחי? תקשיב לי אבא. הנה זה הייתה לי נייף שלי אחי, אבל אני רוצה... אני רוצה נייף המחיר שלה יגדל אחי, הנה היה לי גם את הביונט הזאת, איך 3.5 עכשיו פה אחי, אין לי כך.
אבל הבעיה שצריך לחכות פה ימים, אתה יודע.
לא הכל זה טריידלוק.
כן, אבל יש פה הרוב לגמרי פה.
לא אכפת לי אחי, עכשיו תעזור לי רגע נו. נרות כמו גרמיים בנגירות, מה זה אבל זה עושה לי קופרייט של השירים אחי, מה זה השירים האלה? טוב, תראה, אני עכשיו נזרם למקום אחר, אמא שלי יש לה חבר, נינה היי.
תגיד, בא לך להחליף את האור, באמת זה מגעיל.
וואו אחי,
תקשיב, רציתי להגיד לך משהו, למה אתה כונס את הטרק? מה מביא לך בזה?
נרים העיניים, אז תגידי מה נהיה. טוב צ'אט, לא עכשיו לצאת רגע, אני רוצה לקנות משהו, אני רוצה לקנות את העזרה שלכם.
אגוס.
וואי, זה נראה לי.
אגוס.
מה?
תקשיב. הבום שלך.
נו.
היא סטאטרק. זה המון כסף סטאטרק.
לא אחי. טוב, תקשיב, אתה רוצה לעזור לי או שאתה רוצה לבלבל את המוח?
אני רוצה לעזור לך, שים שיתוף אבל שלא יהיה לי דיליי.
אחי, זה לא שיתוף, תיכנס אחי. זה לוקח 10 שניות. אני לא פותח לך שיתוף, אני פשוט נתק לך בפרצוף אחי. תפסיק לדעת את המוח.
מה?
כן, תפסיק לדעת את המוח. אני עכשיו...
יא חתיכת ילדה בנקסט אל. תשמע, תחת טרולר באלוהים מגור.
עשיתי בטן גוף. טוב, אני קונה איזה M9 אחי, אני את החלום שלי זה M9,
יאללה.
לא, באמת, ברצינות כאילו.
בסדר, מה, אבל דופלר אבל.
הדופלר יקרה אבל ממש.
כמה דופלר עולה?
7.5, וואי.
7.5, ורציתי להביא על אחי 5,000 עכשיו, מה אתה מדבר? אתה פתאום מסתלבט.
ואז איפה הגלובס אחי? איזה גלובס אני אשים? אתה דפוק, אה?
יותר משהו ב6,000.
ואז מה, ואז, אוקיי, בוא נפתח את סיאס מאני בעוד זה. ונעשה גלובס עד נגיד 1,000 שקל.
לא, רגע, אתה יכול ללחוץ על זה פשוט. על הלייב שאתה רוצה, אחי, ואז יש אומר לך.
אני יודע. בעצם כן.
יאללה.
לא, אבל זה לא קשור, אני רוצה בכלל לעשות סינון רגע. בוא נעשה נגיד, לא לגלובס עד 1,000 שקל. הייפ גלובס.
אוי, כן. לא נראה לי יש לך משהו לקנות ב1,000 שקל.
יש לי את הכחולות, אבל זה לא הולך עם הדופלר. זה מה שהיה לי. אבל זה פיל טסטד.
רגע, אתה קונה דופלר, נכון? אתה עושה דופלר, נכון?
מי זה ילד קטנה הזה? מישהו כתב את ילד קטנה.
לא הבנתי, זה נימה שרשתוק.
טוב, אל תדבר, אחי, בנובה מדברים יפה. זה אין אותך, כמו שלי הקטן, הגדול, הבכור.
בסדר. הבכור.
נובה, אני אוהב אותך, נובה.
שומע?
וואלה, אחי, אם הייתי חולה נפש, גם הייתי מכניס 20,000.
שומע? תקנה את הכפפות מרבל פייד, אחי, ותעזר מרבל פייד, מה הבעיה?
אבל ההוא מרבל פייד זה מגעיל, אחי, זה באמת מגעיל. רק כמו שלשול. לא, באמת זה רק כמו שלשול, אחי.
אני יודע, מה נעשה?
לא.
נגיד את ה... רגע.
טוב, אחי, אני פשוט אקנה... קודם כל, אחי, אני באמת, אין לי בעיה להיות גם בלי גלובס, אחי. ביונט, גם הדופלר פייס 3. אחי, תקשיב, אתה חושב שזה סבבה? מה אתה אומר, נובה? ביונט, אחי?
לא, אבל הם ננחים, מה?
כאילו, להעיף את הביונט, להעיף את הגלובס, על זה. איפה זה? אני הלכתי רגע. על נגיד, סבבה, נגיד, זה לא בטוח, אבל נגיד על...
רגע.
יש פה טאנונים יפה.
הנייף שלך ירדה במחיר, לא?
מלא, כן.
וואו, אחי. אני בשוק.
לא, אבל נגיד זה, סבבה, נגיד טלון פייס 3, אחי, יפה. או... זה. אתה מבין? אני רוצה לראות אותה בתוך המשחק שנייה, חכה. בוא נראה אותה בתוך המשחק. פרו. בוא נעשה שתראו את המסך. סבבה, אולי יותר טוב?
תודה. רגע, התחיל המשחק, קוסומו.
נו, באמת?
כן.
נו, באמת?
אני ראיתי פעם אחרונה שראיתי את זה 12 דקות, זה היה לפני 10 דקות.
כן, זה התחיל, אתה צודק.
יואו, הנה התחיל, בדיוק עכשיו התחיל, כאילו הראונד הראשון.
אז תקשיבו מה קורה, חבר'ה.
טוב, קושה, אמא שלו.
אחרי זה אנחנו... כאילו, כן. רגע, אני אסגור את זה.
שומע, רגע, יש לי תחושה טובה עכשיו על דאסט.
חושב הבא?
גם אינפרנו, אחי, אנחנו יכולים לנצח אותם בשתיים האלו.
בוא נראה,
Oh, and I don't know if that's one-way street on the information, but you see, maybe it wasn't.
He's still looking.
Bוא נראה.
Oh my god, this is timing.
Oh, he missed him on the pole. He could not see him.
Turns and shoots him in the back of the head, so we go 4 versus 2. Much needed pistol here, just for the spirit of Team Vitality to come alive on this second map.
יאללה, ויטאליטי צריכים לקחת, אחי. מסכן הכסף, אחי, לאחר על הכסף של רונן, אחי, אופיר עשה מלא כסף בוויטאליטי. אם הם לא ינצחו אותי זה... אחרי המשחק הזה, שומע, אם ויטאליטי מנצחים את המשחק הזה, אני קונה לייב על המקום. נייפ שאני ממש רוצה, וגלובס. מילה.
אתה עובד קשה בשביל מה שאתה רוצה, נכון?
כן, אחי, גם ככה אני רוצה.
תסתכל, זה מעניין יפה.
They know they've got a lot of work to do, and it's the kind of game where you wish you could hear what Apex said to his team, because that's when he gets the most fired up.
I would pay for that pep talk.
Yeah. And we've also seen him be very gracious to his teammates in their dark moments recently, only adding to their resilience, I'm sure.
Whether that's in between rounds or in between maps, if you want to be remembered as one of the greatest in-game leaders of all time, then you need to be a leader of men. You need to know the human psyche and how to pull players out of those dark pits of disappointment and self-doubt. Made easy versus pistols. We saw Vitality confidently taking these sorts of fights at the beginning of Mirage. They will do the exact same. We walk the same road as we did at the start of map 1. 2-0 start Vitality.
Yes, it's clean in it. There's no plant on this round like we saw last time. When he's going to come in a little bit slower. We've seen some heaters from the Mongols on Dust too, but no one's testing the map pool of Vitality in general. This is a series that's destined to go 3 maps, dare I say.
That's a bold claim.
It can all change with a little change of scenery. Vitality will call that one a warm-up and move on. Let's see if Mongols can give them an early shock here.
Nothing for Mezzi on the spam. They're already all climbed up. Everybody for the Mongol squad prepped and poised to hit this site. And off a few pieces of utility, they're ready to roll. So Apex with a FAMAS and a well-placed grenade. That is a good amount of damage across the board. Another piece of utility hits the perfect point of that pack. And now Flamesy has lost his teammates within that site. Somehow 910 connects to the headshot. Flamesy closing this distance. Wild move for him to get into the action off of the flash. It takes down the front runners. Chance of the recovery. But again, it's this early damage that is stacked against them. And so Vitality will successfully shut down that first round.
All the peaks, all the teammates rotating in. Great use of the HEs here. And sometimes the Mongols, HSP is so good. You get them low, it doesn't matter. You still have to finish off the frags. Well, here they do it.
Look at that cash.
Specifically for a cat take. That is game planning.
Bada boom, bada bing. A bombardment as they tried to get out from that smoke.
Bada boom, bada bing.
3 grenades on the ramp.
אתה רואה בלייב או אתה רואה כאילו בגוגל?
אני רואה בגוגל.
Half buy in response.
That looks like a slight risk. Normally we see the cache of utility in CT spawn. Sure. But what did we see from the Mongols last game? They took lots of
כן,
off
בעבר
angles.
ממש. היה לי את הפייד.
They took fights on their own terms. That's what won them the map. I'm sure that's what Vitality are telling themselves.
אתה יודע מה הכי מצחיק? היה לי פעם וולקן, פקטורי ניו. היום זה שווה כאילו פאקינג קרוב ל-11,000, 12,000, חלקם בקושי 1,000 שקל. תבין. זה דפוק זה המשחק הזה אחי. הייתי יכול להיות עכשיו עשיר ב10,000 שקל יותר.
המשחק מוכר אותך.
באמת. שמע, מה שכן אוהבים את המונגולס, הם אהובים. ראית בהתחלה של הלייב אחי, איך אייפקס נכנס אחי כאילו? נכנס עושה ככה, פאקי, ככה עושה להם בערב. באמת אחי, זה הרג אותי.
It's a team that taps into that double off when they can. More than most nowadays.
Absolutely.
צריך לעשות לכם ככה, שתראו את ה...
Might be the only team that does it with their star rifler, though.
Sure.
That's something a little different.
Robs will get there in the end, but as he goes for the reload, it would make sense for them to pop and pounce right here, right now. Bit of a contest towards the door, held back by the mid support. Rocks back flat, all's good for Vitality. This one, no point of entry.
Stay focused, stay alert, Mongols. This will not be easy.
רגע, עשיתי פה טיפה בלגן, עוד פעם. רגע,
It'd be one
עשיתי
thing to step
בלגן.
up to this challenge, this Goliath that is Vitality, if you already had at least some sort of trophy case to go for. But how many teams do we see step to the brink of victory only to crumble before they can take that most important final step?
It almost always happens. Absolutely. Rare moments. Sometimes in America it happens in history. And we treasure those moments because they are so rare. But rare for a good reason.
That beast will be on the Mongols' back all series long. Apex keeping it mobile. Mongols leaning back.
There's nothing that'll keep you focused, though, like knowing your family's up at 5 a.m. watching your game. Mezzi, here's a great tactic. Tail end of the smoke.
He's going to put one down right in front of him, try to change up the spot.
They'll blow it open and reveal the plans.
Wealth of grenades on the other side of this, but the Mongols aren't chucking them out just yet, and Mezzi leaning away from that climb up as Mongols go over top. So it's positioning for them, but don't forget, bomb still sits outside of the tunnel, so this round cannot suddenly become a full commitment just yet. And it feels like Vitality's willingness to continue to press themselves up against this underdog has to be their flex. So we see the challenge. We get a glimpse of Zaiwu signing up for fights, but nobody's home behind that smoke, so he'll sit back on the angle.
This duo right here, Robs and Mezzi working together to stop this split. They've got to call for some help.
Here it is, double volley. Great shot from Techno. Tough job for Mezzi. And so he'll shut down the mid play, but total mid control goes over to the Mongols. They are comfortable inside of that B site. 5 rounds into play on Dust 2, and the Mongols look to secure their first. But if 9-10 goes down here, and he will to Apex, coming at this from the CT spawn, knowing damn well that Techno's still in tunnels, they can take the test to the bomb site in a flurry. This is Vitality trying to play in a flash, working it up, moving quickly, and killing the support away from Senzu.
It must be him.
No multi-frag this time. 5-0 straight from the favorite.
Oh, lots of good damage. Didn't find the clip off. Flamesy coming in from long was a thing that caught 9-10 off guard. His teammate nearly could have died rotating in from Fastcat. But we see the opening kill tactic here for Vitality. This is good active defense. This is them playing to win, absolutely. And they had a hard time holding onto the site. But they made sure they didn't even really have to get into a retake situation. As soon as that bomb got planted, they were already there ready to fight.
יאללה אחי.
הנה הבאתי לך משהו חדש שם,
know how close they were.
אתה יודע, תנחש כמה שניהם עולים.
They got a breakthrough round last game
ביחד 4,000.
to get them started. That's what they're looking for here. That's what they did versus Pain as well.
לא?
Almost damn near identical.
Yeah.
מה שלחתי לך בדיסקוס.
Yeah, they know how to create momentum.
4,000.
אחי, שניהם 4,000, אחי, יפה רצח, מה?
Still have to be able to find that breakout moment. That one came close.
Team Vitality not going to get pushed over. Flamesy, 7 kills yet to die.
4,000 לפני כמה זמן.
Start the Vitality squad need. Across the board as well, there's already been this affinity for the B site, so Mezzi and Rops will continue to have their hands busy. Gonna take this chance blitz.
Really?
Mezzi has other ideas.
Full
now
eyes
all
on
of a
it
sudden,
early.
they're looking for a fast reaction. Rops lines them up, a ton of damage and support comes over quick. Senzu gonna take a lick at it though. It's both players still with low health, and Rops has got this one box to work with. All he needs,
like a machine.
Cover, piece of cake, 4 kills.
A frame before death on that last spray. Perfect hold by Rops. And this was a watching Smoke's game plan here, holding on the middle, making sure Blitz can't come out. We saw him do that versus Mouse. Deep into overtime. Running out mid on a certain timing, looking for his duel. Vitality will not get caught off guard.
You know, 1 round ago, Rops did sort of get caught by exactly that. Player emerges, he goes down empty-handed. And if not for the retake, that was the breakout. But 6 rounds in a row for Vitality, and the Mongols are going to have to stomach this reality check. Sure, phenomenal map 1.
Oh, it's actually a little awkward. Molly comes out, 3 players intent on taking long control. Now, like moths to a flame, a little preoccupied with the idea that the push might come through. It's created the effect they're looking for.
Slightly off angle from Rops, gonna catch them off guard. Good damage off the Tech 9.
Just Mezzi.
Still no smoke for the doorway though, so Mezzi's vision good enough to duel. Ooh, they get a dink on him as well, and then this perfectly timed play on a blitz. Oh, with the low health, he gets the player in the backdrop. That is a gift from Blitz.
How are you gonna approach this? Saibu goes to the AK.
9-10 playing with a Tech 9. And they're worried about somebody trying to test the extremities. Bomb's ticking though. With both players on the kit, we've got that smoke grenade still for Zaiwu. Molotov does not stop them from climbing through this window. Flamesy's gonna try to limit test, but as he does, he gets bested.
Yeah, he found it.
And that is Vitality turned away. 7 rounds into regulation, and your Mongols have broken through.
There's Blitz playing a little chess. That one Molly took so much damage to throw on long. Kept the 3 long setup preoccupied for just long enough. Mezzi coming out of the B doors to watch mid. They isolated Rops. Not an easy guy to kill, whether he's alone or not, and they got him with him only taking 1 frag. One simple tactic.
I mean, that's the definition of a Tech 9 drive-by.
And he remains unconditioned.
Sure.
Last couple times they try to fight in the middle,
די, די.
they've done a great job of breaking
את
that
זה.
smoke open, waiting for
יש
it.
לי בסיס.
בוא'נה, 1-1, אחי, what the fuck.
But they look unfazed.
זה חזק, נדבר.
כן, שכן.
אתה צריך לעלות ככה עם ללייב,
Just a
אחי.
drop in the bucket.
תזמין כזה.
זה עולה בטח כמו הנייף.
תזמין גם את הנייב, בלייב.
כן,
Okay, change up here, Mohan.
Yeah, we got the RAWPZ ROPS.
Thoughts on that?
One of the hybrids on Dust 2 has gotten an ace that I remember with this gun.
Ooh, wall bang damage though.
Man, nobody saw anything. Uh-oh.
Oh, ROPS!
Instant trade. Great shot on Senzu.
Talk about playing with danger. So you've got Zywoo low, but at least 910's also sitting on a quarter.
It's the two hybrids down.
Ouais.
Interesting. We'll see if it was worthwhile.
Let's let the experts work. Zywoo versus 910.
Oh my gosh. Look at the move.
The
risks that's Are you looking for We're talking major grand final here. The amount of smokes that are being walked through.
The
CTs think they can have a moment to themselves where they'll get some respect.
Not only do you have that walkout on long, but you've also got Techno into this same position that Blitz unraveled it all from, but Zywoo doesn't like just sitting back. Thing is, he took damage there. 27 additional damage done. He survives that barely. Puts a smoke down in front of his counterpart who carries that bomb. And we've seen them test smokes. They're looking to try it yet again. Flamesy sliding forward into the elbow lineup. It's right there for him. Sitting ducks. And so now he jumps into the cover. His 10-1 score dropped to 2. And Zinho 1v3 into the op. Will he find him crouched down? Headshot to the player in the back. That one looked damn close. But instead, Vitality find their rebound. Scoreline 7-1.
Inches away from landing that flick and putting it 2 rounds in a row together. The least likely op to see.
Man, we are playing confident Counter-Strike.
Yes.
Both from the Mongols, on the walk, out long, out mid, but also these moves from Zywoo. That deep commitment out of Flamesy. Apex just crawling in the dirt through that CT spawn. Gun round right back, and we're going to remain aggressive. The Mongols trying to continue to play with this tempo. It is pace on Flames to fall back away from the corner. He will get out, but not unscathed. Again, early map positioning for the Mongols.
They want to play expensive CS here. One of the finest equipment in for Vitality. The ops can be very impressive.
תראה את הסקינים יש לכולם שם, אחי, זה לא נורמלי.
Have that same impact if it comes to a retake. These early round situations are so important. But as we've seen, Mongols are walking out on a lot of angles. That's the perfect recipe to find your op frags. Oh, that's a bad gap. Oh! A 9-10.
לא הבנתי, יש להם כאילו דף אחי בצד כאילו שיש לו מה יש להם?
Every day of the week.
They go fishing for that, and this is where it gets a little scary for Vitality. Holding on to sides, going in for retakes now with 2 ops, this gun can become a liability.
But again, right, we get this proactive
They pulled the goalie. It's the right call.
Turning is Rob's just
היה לו מקרה אחד עם ילד ולא ייכנס למה היה שם. אבל אנס ילדים זה... לא, אני לא מטריד, אני באמת התעניינתי במה שהיה. אני לא יודע...
They are getting pushed into this bomb site. It is the Mongols corralled. This herd with their backs turned, dealt with swiftly. Senzu's response, but he's going to find the fire in front of him, and so he's got a hold. Nade takes him down to 10, and now he looks for Mezzi's. A triple, and finally Senzu comes alive. This is his playoffs.
From a machine gun in groups to Senzu with the AWP. He makes history here for the Mongols.
You show him a shoulder and he will take your soul. Scout and pistols for Vitality. This game just opened up for the T side.
The wallets are empty.
They need the X factor. They need that special Zywoo moment coupled here with ROPS. Senzu looking to yet again get in with impact. His support comes up from top mid.
Oh,
Zywoo with a shot that rocks Mongols for at least a moment. And in that moment, Flamesy's got his hands onto the AK-47. There are tools to be grabbed here for Vitality, but the op of 910 recovers it. That deep angle through the staircase of the tunnels, only his 4th kill of this map.
For a brief moment, they had info on all 4 players. Now
going back.
These will start to fan out. I don't know if this will be heard. Mzinho, will he walk it to his grave?
Oh!
Yes.
Right when you need him, ZywOo collects a second, and with it, a gun. Recovery mission in full effect here in round 10 of the half.
Still
a ton of utility for 910 to get them out of here. His kill in lower tunnels is why this one's still alive. Blitz finds timing on Apex. His counterpart bested. We go back 2v2.
A left turn. Blitz comes back. Senzu here to try to catch ZywOo, and the shadow works in his favor. Now it's got to be the 1-on-2.
At the very least, Blitz will play with bomb. And at the very least, he has them separated, but that clock ticks against him quickly.
13 שניות, אחי.
This man has digged deep into Mongolia to find talent to step up to the biggest stages, and it is time for him to shine. But with Mezzi on that back of the site, his hands are busy. All Mezzi's got to do is stop this plant. He'll step forward and do it, and that is the X factor needed. That is what ZywOo does.
Absolutely perfect timing.
איזה דיליי, אחי. אצלי כבר רואים הכל.
With the guy who's there just in time every time.
You just said it best. Every time this round started to go back to the Mongols, ZywOo made another move to try to win this round. First, stepping up off the connector. Secondly, over towards long doors. And then finding that free kill with shadow advantage inside of it. The Mongols spiral back to the half-life.
Let's try to alley-oop 910. Going into the lower tunnels, trying to pull that lung rotation. ZywOo stayed vigilant.
Round like that sprinkled in for the Mirage victory of the Mongols. Now they get a taste of their own medicine. Sounds like Ulaanbaatar in here.
Better hear some damn horses.
No, sorry, just one goat. And he's playing much better this time around. 10-4 ZywOo at the moment.
Yeah, you had to, really contextualize a lot of rounds to give him credit in that last game. Good kills here and there, openers that Vitality needed, but ultimately, what was the score at the top? Abysmal.
Yeah, this utility is just so well timed. Suffocating in a way, but
that's a miss.
Pistol will drop down into the CT spawn. This makes things curious. Get turned on. ZywOo does it right back. But in doing so, he's given up a chance for the push out from the catwalk, and plus now long control over for the Mongols. This is ZywOo attack from both ends. That's how you've got to best him. Together, they pinch on long. And so with lesser weapons, the Mongols put that bomb down. And a curious position here because it's a lot of money on the line for Vitality. They could take a chance at this retake. Mezzi's going to get flashed through that smoke, and he'll get the one up close. How about the second in the background? Tries to chase him down. Rops will clean it up. And so we go clutch to clutch yet again. This is where Techno does his best. Missed op shot means Rops has an open door. Closes in on that distance to the bomb, which is not planted for the Yeti. So it's real damn nice.
המשחק השני, אחי נועם.
When he needs it.
המשחק השני, אחי, וכרגע ויטאליטי מפרקים אותם, אבל הם חוזרים קצת מונגולס, אז אני לא יודע מה קורה פה קצת. קצת חוזרים פה, אז אני לא יודע מה...
Filthy shot from Mzinho, and a filthy response out of ZywOo, but ultimately look how overstressed his position was there on Car. That split came in. And he can only spin around so many times. Oh, great find here.
These two going back and forth.
Yeah, brave move. It's a 2-ops. Coming in again, Mzinho has one.
In contrast, very little for Vitality, but they'll put it all on the line.
Actually, just hot swapped. This push.
Opens the door for Apex to push. Back out, smoke down in front of him. You want it? Techno will take him. But what they don't know about is Apex, and so he'll drop that bomb with the off top mid, and then Mezzi's into the action. Now that is what we've come to expect. 9-3 on the half for Vitality.
I mean, an unforgettable name in all through Counter-Strike. I mean, there's so many in every single generation. I think usually it's someone who's able to kind of break the rules.
כן, טוב, תקשיב, 3 דקות, אחי. זה אומר שאני יכול לבדוק מה אני עושה פה. שמע, אני באמת... רגע.
נועם, זה מגן.
רגע. מה? אני אגיד לך את האמת, אני באמת לא יודע מה... אגוז, מי זה? למה הוא נשמע מוכר? קוראים לו מגן. אני חייב לעשות משהו עם זה, אחי. אני לא שם את הסקינים האלה, אני יכול לשים את הנייף ואת הזה. מה, אני חושב שאני אקח את הזה, אתה שומע אותי?
נו? כנס לאורסוס נייף.
לא, לא לוקח אורסוס נייף, אחי. רד מזה, זה לא שווה את הכסף. אני ממש רוצה בטרפליי, אחי. הבטרפליי היום נעים, אחי. בוא נשתיק אותו רגע, בוא נשתיק את ההוא גם כן. נעיף את ההוא. טוב, שאלה, מה...
כמה אתה יכול לשים כרגע? מבחינתך.
5,000. כאילו, 5 אני שם, זאת אומרת איפה 7,500 כסף.
קנה בטרפליי, יאללה. לא צריך, וואלה, לא צריך כפפות בכלל, שתדע. מה, אני טועה?
צריך, שנוסיף. אני באמת, אני פשוט לא יודע...
לא, את זה בעתיד פשוט. לא בעיה.
לא, חכה.
לא, מה? תעבוד, אחי. ואז תקנה כפפות שאתה רוצה.
אני צריך להיות מחושב פה. אני רוצה לעשות סטארט סרבר רגע. רגע לראות. אנחנו נעשה סטארט סרבר, אחי, זה איתן. ואנחנו, אתה יודע. יש לנו 2 דקות לראות את זה. בוא נראה.
אגוס, צופה אחד, אחי, מעליב.
בסדר, אחי, מה אתה רוצה? אין לי צופים בסיאס, אחי, ואין לי צופים בכלי בזמן האחרון, אחי. אין לו לעשות. אבל יש לזה טריידלוק, טוב, לא אכפת לי כל כך. או שבעצם כן אכפת לי, חכה. בסדר, בכל מקרה, אני רוצה לראות את הסקין במשחק, חכה. ג'וין סרבר, יאללה. בוא נראה אותו, לא? וואלה, אחלה נייף, כן, אני יודע, אחי. תראה. אחלה של נייף, אחי. נייף שכפה, אחי. וואלה, אחלה בחלה של נייף, אחי. נראה לי אחלה של נייף, אחי. בוא נראה אם אין אותה כאילו אם יש אותה בלי טריידלוק. בוא נעשה without טריידלוק.
וואלה, כן, אתה שומע? תשאיר את הכפפות, אחי, זה בסדר עם זה ביחד.
חכה, תן לי לראות שנייה. וואה. יואו, אחי.
לא, תרשום את השם שלה פשוט.
לא, לא קשור.
תבדוק את ה...
עד 10,000 שקל, אחי, without טריידלוק זה 8, אחי.
פה זה תחיל המשחק. נראה לי.
חזר משחק?
רגע, כן.
בואו נטפל בזה אחר כך. תן לכם להמשיך לראות את המשחק. נטפל בזה אחרי הלייב.
That's a tough amount of damage for Sense to have to deal with. Little jump through blitz. Good on him for still dropping a player with him.
Yeah,
tough to recover that one, but he will smoke down into the CT spawn, and the Mongols will rebuttal with one of their own on the door. Techno puts those Berettas right down beneath the window. If the tunnels player gets out, that's one thing, but backside was supposed to belong to the Mongols. Instead, Vitality just come raining through the window, and with that smoke still down towards CT spawn, it feels like it's a long road for Mongols to get into this site.
No, absolutely.
רגע, אני אקח
Got nothing here to work with. CT's starting to peel back. It's a proper attack here from Vitality. You can see they crack open the middle of the map. Yes, it cost them a player, but once they get that smoke down for mid B, the rest of their utility gets them into the site easily. Might be a quiet death here for Mongols on Dust 2. If they've got nothing more to give.
Can't be any more quiet than Vitality going out of Mirage.
Yeah, you don't pull out two pistol, or you don't pull out victories like this without winning at least one of the pistols.
God damn, Austin.
בוא ניקח כזאת וזהו, אחי.
Would you look at this? Walk up close. Good hustle through the doorway. Just good team play from Vitality. They're spacing here. You can see in the highlights all these kills ready to be traded out. Flamesy was the bottom middle. Even if those Berettas started to get crazy, it's these deep lunges from the T side that really made things awkward for Mongols. Double scout buy between Blitz and 910. Curious that it's not in Senzu's hands, but Blitz is looking confident the way he takes this towards top middle. Hearing that utility coming up from Suicide, though, is going to make him play a bit more timid back towards the doorway. Him and 910 looking to combine in middle with these guns.
Finding chances to get these openers. That anybody peeking him. Vitality bleeding seconds off the clock, but they can afford to lose.
כן, אני יודע.
המונגולים האלה שרמוטו, זה קשה.
Actually very good here from Vitality in terms of exactly how quickly they're coming in. No resistance. The later the round goes, the harder it is for the CTs to find these opening kills. This is what a perfect anti-eco looks like.
The Blitz is here with flashbangs, and Mzinho, if he finds a bunch of bodies blind, maybe he tears through this cat hit. And there it is, perfect flash and a bunch of damage. Zaiwu is going to be sitting on 30. Rox looks towards the reaction out middle. You can see the Mongols a bit flustered, trying to come and help their captain. Rox cutting them down to size one by one. But the Desert Eagle finds its answer. And Senzu would love to get his hands on a better gun. Blitz, Scout, connects. Zaiwu, bested, and more damage done. It's 2 health remaining here for Mezi. And as Vitality try to push up against this site, here comes Senzu from the back line.
We got one.
Connects it through the smoke.
2 HP.
And if only he had a frag.
Mezi has the bomb, but he doesn't have time to get to the other side. He's got to plant. Senzu, will he be able to cut him off the pass?
No, he doesn't try to stop it. Mezi hands busy. If only he had some way to do damage without giving Mezi the chance. The one golden shot's what Mezi needs. He swings.
Oh!
Confidence!
What a move. He planted long plant, push towards cat. I can't believe he took that move.
וואלה, מילה שהמונגולים הכי פשוט משחקים עם איים הכי בחוכמה, זהו.
כן, זה לא שהם משחקים טוב, אחי, לא, משחקים ביחד פשוט.
יש להם איים פשוט. זה כן, אתה יודע. פשוט אחי, לויטליטי יש טקטיקה מטורפת.
יואו, אחי. מי מלא.
Yes, keep it up, guys. Boys. You are amazing. You are a fucking amazing team. I love you guys for real. I love being in this team. Thanks for that, guys. I swear, thanks for that.
אתה שומע את זה, יוב? אתה שומע את זה?
Best team of my career so far. So let's fucking go. Let's win a fucking major together and start by now. Let's go, boys.
Let's fucking go, boys.
That's not the hater I remember coming out of the stage.
No.
איזה חמודים, אחי. ראית? הם מדברים אחד עם השני, אחי, כאילו, הוא מעלה להם.
But he sure as hell loves his teammates. And like I said, leader of men.
איזה חמוד, אחי.
To get everybody
כן, הם
rallied
משחקים
after
מטורף,
a
אחי, הם משחקים מטורף.
deflating loss.
אני נשאר פה אחרי הסוף הלילה, שאני הולך עם טובים, תחפש סרט.
No easy ask.
שנייה נפל
A man who plays against the world tonight.
אני מחפש נייק תוך כדי.
Scout shots connect through middle. He doesn't need to see you. He can sense you. I mean, Zywoo's giving you some shots. Those tracers, what Senzu's looking to lock in on. It's a magazine of scout down and half of Zywoo gone.
כן, נוח. מי אמר להם את זה? זה אייפקס. הוא דיבר איתם באיפה שהם מדברים כאילו.
We are on the highway to map 3 in this grand final. There it is, headshot. Not able to snap it down to the player in the doorway. Does have a teammate to work with. Mezzi able to get the better of the scout in the background, but again, this damage just keeps racking up. So this fast-moving MP9 gets caught.
Mezzi stuck out mid. Does he get this kill?
Oh, he does! Full recovery from Vitality. Another situation, just like Mezzi in the last round. Zywoo, 2 health. Catches the player getting a little rambunctious. Mongols thinking that they've got Vitality sinking in round 15.
They can counter a spot just walking out of mid. They're trying to look for him. 9-10 trying to think ahead.
Bomb's already gone. Robs has that full health and so
wow.
9 rounds to go.
שומע איפה לוחצים שדבר מקבוצות משחק אני לא זוכר. אם זה הכפתור הרגיל זה קיי. אם זה הכפתור שאני עשיתי זה בעכבר אחי. אני שיניתי. יש לי כפתור בעכבר שאני מדבר.
But it's so well played here for Vitality. You can push them, you can test them, but they don't get scared. That's what Mezzi proved in that last 1v1. That's what they prove here on this anti-eco.
יאללה, שמע, אם הם מנצחים את ה... לא, קיי.
You are in a major final.
קיי כמו קובי. קיי, ככה.
Does it again. Zywoo down low, off the bat, trying to work his way down middle. Scoops up bomb as Mezzi waits for some kind of a movement over on long.
מה הוא עושה הסנזו הזה, אחי? הוא זז כמו בולבול, אחי, מה זה? אתה רואה את זה? מה זה?
הוא נותן שוטים אחרי מקומות שנכונים להיות.
כן,
They don't seem too intimidated about taking up the space regardless. Blitz has found a nice little pocket of comfort here behind the stairs. Gets into Apex, and now Flamesy's low as well. So the Mongols, again, working with less, are at the very least getting in their damage.
ויטאליטי לוקחים את הראונד, אתה יודע למה? תראה את הסיטי, איך הם מפוזרים אחי.
Spending every dollar to make this happen, but no kill once again.
All the damage in, but the kills are so elusive.
שומע, המונגולים.
Able to collect one frag over top of Zywoo. He has done a great job of thrusting his team to the top of the board. Him, Rops, and Mezzi, all 17 kills apiece. The long flank gets caught out again. Mzinho is bested in a critical duel that'll give man advantage back over to Vitality. Can't forget about that early damage though. Could damn well be the reason Mongols try to extend play here on Dust 2.
Looking for one more aggressive move. They bought some time on the clock. Thomas gets a frag, no refrag, however. And they cheat over to the site that Vitality were thinking about going to, but they've got time to change. This one might come to their captain.
Oh, they go raw duel, head to head.
And here it is, Apex versus Blitz.
All right. Apex has got the health to work with. Blitz is going to get mollied out of this position. Headshot burnt to a crisp. The kills, they're right here for the taking. Whoa! A wall bang that could have been. But we go one step closer to overtime. The first step of a massive ask. I hate even saying the word out loud.
I mean, especially versus Vitality. Who's ever made that comeback so far? Who?
I'm at a loss.
They're used to getting 12, they're used to getting 13 first. Good try in the end. They keep it really expensive here for the Mongols. But they themselves clearly suffered some losses. It tagged both ways. Techno and Zywoo down half.
Looking like a bit of a fixation on long. You could get the wool pulled over Mzinho's eyes. When he's gotten active through that doorway, it's been at the Mongols' cost. But look at this move towards top middle. We got bodies here for the Mongols trying to catch Vitality off guard. Looking to fight fire with fire.
למרות שזה היו לו.
Damage up with the scout. No tag back either. Oh wow, I can't believe it, man. Blitz is just so comfortable moving into all of these spots.
Again though, trying not to throw him under the bus. But this long fight is going the way of Vitality all too often. Minute 10. And they've got an open road.
Blitz secured incredible information. Now there is Wops that's just waiting outside to come back in for the re-aggression. The T
מה אפקס אמר להם בלילה? אפקס אתמול בלילה אמר להם שהם יעבדו על כל, על ה-VOD של שלהם כדי ללמוד אותם. היום כנראה לפרק אותם.
Zywoo is going to serve up a great distraction over towards long. You see this preoccupying 3/4 of the Mongols. And Zywoo stops rattling those shots off, but Vitality still taking their time, silently getting up into the tunnels. The Mongols have no idea. This is going to be a B-site retake, whether the Mongols know it or not.
No, they get the info. Blitz makes the call, I think, executive decision here. No one's exiting the back of long, and they took too long to actually get into the site. They're going to get met in the door.
All right, little hesitation. Battle's here to be had. Senzu hits the headshot. There's the recovery. A slight hesitation from Vitality.
זה ניצחון אחרי בדוק.
But you've allowed Zywoo to attack the flank, and you have allowed
let's go.
to rebuttal. This was always going to be a challenge for the Mongols, and they set a hell of a precedent. But in a major grand final,
יש לך 10 דקות חשיבה, 15 דקות.
טוב, בוא נעשה את זה זריז. וואלה, אני פותח את זה עכשיו עוד פעם. רגע, אופה. טוב, בואו נראה. טוב, תקשיבו. אורגינל עכשיו, זה מה יש. סבבה. אני אשים לנו רגע קצת שירים ברקע, אבל זה חשוב בכל זאת. אני מוסיף לאווירה. קיצר חבר'ה, בכל מקרה, אנחנו צריכים לחשוב על זה רגע. נועם, צריך אותך אחי. תקשיב, אני מחליף את הנייף הזו, בסדר? כרגע 2,000 שקל, ירדה ממש, וזה גלובס שלא אכפת לי, הם נראות מכוער, אתה יודע, כאילו לא אכפת לי. אז אני לוקח את שתיהם.
לא רואים יוט.
מה לא רואים?
לא רואים, רואים את הלייב שלך בלבן.
כי שמתי את זה לגוגל, כן, הנה. טוב, יש לי את הנייף הזו. רגע. את הנייף הזו, ואת הגלובס האלה. אני צריך לחשוב מה אני עושה. אני רוצה להוסיף נגיד 5,000 שקל ולקנות משהו. אז זה רק הולך 5,000.
רגע, עצור רגע.
שנייה רגע, נניח, אולי אני אקח את זאת נגיד, סתם בשביל הקטע. נגיד, הרי עיניי יפה, אתה מבין? עכשיו נניח ואני לוקח אותה. אני צריך, שקט, אני צריך להוסיף לטרייד 3,000. אז זה אומר שאני עדיין יכול לבחור משהו בנגיד ב-1,400 שקל. אז עכשיו בוא נעשה לצורך העניין גלובס.
רגע, שומע? אתה מוסיף כסף לאתר, אתה לא מקבל טיפ או משהו? איזה 100 שקל, 200?
משהו כזה אולי, אבל זה לא משנה. בוא נראה מה קורה פה ב-1,400 שקל.
הנה, אלה, הכפפות הקטנות.
זה? נכון, אני צריך משהו שילך עם זה, לא?
נראה לי אתה הולך עם זה, לא?
לא בדיוק פה צבע.
הנה, גם יש לך שם איזה.
לא איפה, אחי. מה, אלה?
אתה בדילי בלייב, אני לא יכול לראות.
אני יודע, שנייה. לא, אני רוצה... אולי אני... אוקיי, נגיד 1,500, מה קורה? ב-1,500?
כן, אני שולח לך.
נגיד יאללה, סבבה, אין לי בעיה, כאילו אפילו יאללה. מה קורה ב-2,000, אחי, שאני לא הבנתי.
שלחתי לך זה כפפות.
הנה, נגיד אלה, סבבה, לא? אבל הם לא ילכו עם זה.
אתה כמה שלחתי לך?
רגע.
אתה אוהב לזעזע ולהיות עם משהו שלא קשור?
רגע.
אחי, תקנה את הכפפות של הטייגר סטייק.
נקנה את זה וזהו, אחי.
לא, תקנה את הטייגר סטייק, אחי.
אני אקנה את זה וזהו, אחי. הנה, נגיד הוול וורן אולי יכול להיות. לא, אני לא צוחק. הוול וורן נגיד, איך הוא נראה הוול וורן, אחי? הוא קרוע.
אתה כמה שלחת לך, אבל?
לא, אחי, אני ראיתי מה שלחת לי, חכה.
את השם.
אני יודע, אבא. מה, אתה יודע, בוא ניקח את הוול וורן לדעתי. רוצה לראות איך זה נראה בהשארת, אבל... אני כל פעם יוצא מהסיס ונכנס, אחי.
שלחתי לך שתי כפפות פשוט. זה מבוא לך.
אני רוצה לראות איך זה נראה.
אבל מה, זה לא קשור, אחי?
שתוק, בקושי שומעים אותך. כי אתה יודע, אחי, הבית שלי ישן, אחי.
קורי, תפסיק עם הלייבים של האוטלוס בטיקטוק, יואו.
הוא עושה לייבים בטיקטוק? מביך.
כן, של אאוטלוז.
בוא נראה. רגע, נעשה עכשיו... לא, אחי, שייתן לי לעשות שרת רגע לבדוק את זה. רגע, איפה זה? הנה.
בא לך דולר חינם באתר שאני משתמש?
רגע, אני רוצה לראות אותם, אחי. רוצה לראות את הגלובס האלה. גוז, בוא לפה. מה זה בוא לפה, זריזון? רגע. בוא נראה את הגלובס. מה אתה רוצה? נראות טוב, אחי, לא? אבל הן קרועות.
אפשר נראות טוב, אבל זה לא קשור בנייף.
למה? כתום וצהוב זה בסדר גמור, אחי.
סטטיסטי, אחי. שלחתי לך כפפות הכי תואמות לזה, אתה לא מבין? כנס למה ששלחתי לך כבר, אתה תפנתי.
מה? איך, אחי, זה רק כמו חרא. אני מסתלבט, אחי. אני לא צוחק, אחי, זה מגעיל. מה, אתה דפוק?
מה?
זה רק כמו חרא, אחי.
תקנה כפפות שחורות.
אולי...
שחורות האלו.
לא, איך. כן, נכון? אז אולי נגיד, סתם רגע בשביל הקטע, בוא נראה. מה לגבי זה? אלה לא נראות קרועות, זה נפיל טפטל.
אני שולח לך שרת שאתה יכול פשוט לשים שם סקינים.
סקינים? או נגיד...
כל נפש.
יאללה, זה לא טוב, אחי. זריזון. טוב, זה פחות אהבתי. הן יותר מדי בולטות כאלה. אני באמת חושב שאני אקח את ה...
הנה, השחורות האלו למטה. אחי, באמת יפות, מה יש לך?
אלה, אחי, זה לא יפה. מה יש לך? אתה תגיד, אתה יודע לתפור סקינים?
מה אתה דפוק? זה אשכרה יהיה תואם אחי, מה זה שלך? בוא נגיד האלה של סניק.
רק את למקום אחר.
רגע, זה כמה...
אחי, נראה לי הרבה יותר יפה, אחי. טוב, אני אעשה את זה, יאללה.
לראות את זה בלייב.
זה לא משהו שאתם אמורים לראות, חכו חבר'ה. מה אתם אומרים חבר'ה?
יש לך 5,000 בפייפל?
אז תגידי מה נהיה. רגע צ'אט, אתם לא רואים כלום? מה?
יש לך בפייפל אחי כזה הרבה כסף?
מה נראה לך?
יש לך פייפל
לא, אני שואל.
אבל את הטרייד אתה עושה כאילו בלייב, כן?
רגע בוא נראה, יש להם טריידלוק? סתם מעניין אותי רגע. אין להם טריידלוק, יופי. מה אתה אומר אחי?
את הטרייד של הסקין אתה עושה פה, נכון? בלייב.
רגע.
תראה לנו.
ברור. אני שחקת למקום אחר. זהו אחי. זה...
אומר בלייב שלך נראה לי.
רגע שנייה אחי. איזה דפוק זה. יש לי כסף בעובר עכשיו, אל תדאג. פשוט הכרטיס, זה הכרטיס הישן שלי. נו.
בוא נראה מתי מתחיל המשחק, שלא נפספס את זה בגלל זה.
לא אכפת לי, תגיד לי.
שתוק. שתוק לוקה.
תגידי מה נהיה. זהו, זה אמור לעבוד אחי.
וואי, אגוס, וואלה, מלאכית רצח עכשיו.
זה מעצבן ממש. רגע.
טוב, אגוד, יש עוד 9 דקות.
סבבה, מצוין, אחי. אחי, וואי, פייפר מעצבני ממש. לחשבון הפייפר שלך חזר. מייגוד. טלפון, תביא את הטלפון כבר וזהו, איך נקרא. חכה. אלו. אם כבר אנחנו נקנה, מה כן? באמת חבר'ה נקנה 9 ככה במחיר הזה?
שים 10,000 אחי, תקנה מה שאתה רוצה.
אני כזה מצחיק היום. טיסט. הנה. אני זאת של פרעה, מה אני רואה הרי?
אגוז, רואים פרטי אשראי.
לא רואים כלום אחי. זה לא מצחיק אבל אחי, ממש מצחיק, חכה. הוספת בנקים וכרטיסי אשראי, נו חשבון...
אגוז, יש לך משכורת יפה אבל?
עם עוד השאלות האלה אחי.
שואל שאלה, מה בא?
רגע. כן, נעשה ככה וזהו אחי, אין לי כוח. נו יאללה. אלו, יהיה של פרעה. לא הצלחנו לבצע עימות, ברור שלא אחי, חשבו שהאשראי שלי בערוץ. כן, קל שלחו לי הודעה אחי, זיהינו עסקה עם $1,820. ברור אחי, טוב דקה נעשה זה. אני רוצה לעשות את זה עם פייפל, אבל פייפל מפגרים אחי. order payment methods, נו בוא נראה. גוגל פיי, יאללה נו.
שומע?
מה?
אומרים עכשיו שיהיה מטח ככל הנראה בין 4 בלילה.
נו זהו, להשאיר, אוף אחי.
שתוק.
לא באמת אחי, יאללה אם יש אז יש, מה אתה...
מה אגוד, שעה? תגיד לי שעה?
רגע. זה יכתוב עכשיו עוד פעם, לא הצלחנו אמא שלנו שמנה מדי. זה כאילו הם לא רוצים שאני אקנה אחי, זה לא אימן. אימות זהות לאישור עסקה, סבבה. בהצלחה. שאת בהצלחה.
עבר בהצלחה?
כתוב declined אחי. מה אחי?
גנבו אותך, איי.
לא גנבו אותי אחי, אתה כמו מפגר אבל מאמין להם. אחי, זה לא ניסיון לבצע... אחי, זה אוטיסטים אחי. אתה יודע מה? אחי, למה שינסו לפרוץ לי גם? באמת, איזה אוטיסטים אחי, אין לי כוח. אגו, זה כפפות לא משהו. כן, אני יודע.
זה תחשוף סרטן. הוא יודע, הוא סתם קונה לכיף חברים.
הלב שלי... טוב, תקשיבו לשיר הזה בינתיים. אז אני... שר...
אתה יודע שלא שומעים את השירים, כן?
שומעים.
לא.
עכשיו אתה לא שומע?
עכשיו כן.
יופי, תהי בשקט. לא תגידו בסדר.
מה זה שיר אתה שומע?
מה זה חי בסדר. ומה הם יודעים? זה סוגר עליי.
אגב, לפעמים אני מתבונן בך ורואה אחי ברי. אשכרה ברי.
זה בן שרמוטה.
לא, כזה טוב אחי, זה חתיך.
סתם תפה עדיין.
רגע, לא היית רוצה להאמר פעם אחת?
רגע?
אגוז, 10 שניות, 10 שניות. המשחק חוזר. חזר המשחק, היידה. למה יש מונגולס ונגיד ישראל?
לא, באמת נשבר לי הזין, אחי. באמת נשבר לי הזין.
קיצר, בוא נוותר, אגוז, בזבוז כסף, בוא נוותר.
אחי, באמת, פאקינג חרא, אחי. מה זה החרא הזה? תסביר לי, אחי, מה זה החרא הזה. כולם מנסה לקנות סקינים, אחי, אפילו זה מה שיש
אחי, אשכרה, רואים את הסיאס שלך, רואים. יאללה, אחרי זה אתה רואה את ריטקס, כן? הנה, הפלקוס החולים ברור שלנו, גנבים.
They had played 10 of those matches, which in itself is crazy. By far the best team in the world on Inferno.
אתה יודע שפליימס התקשר לרונן ג'יג'י בלייב, ואמר לו כאילו, ורונן ג'יג'י אמר לו תמכור.
Furthermore, they played 33 rounds on Inferno in this tournament, and they only won 7. They got smacked yesterday versus Mouse, they got smacked versus Legacy. Now, is that something to go off by? Then the Mongols definitely have a chance, but as he said, Jason, he said something smart, doesn't happen often. It's a major, it's map 3, anything can happen.
I still got to give the favorites to Vitality in this one. I can't mince words in that regard, but I'm glad that we got a little bit from Apex, motivating his troops, but I feel like right now, a lot of this actually comes down to his individual play. We know they're starting on CT side, and as Apex continues to etch his name into the Mount, or his face that is, into the Mount Rushmore of in-game leaders, he's going to actually have to do a lot of the fragging because you know Senzu, he loves running up banana, he loves trying to take it from him, so he's going to have to fight back, Apex.
We sound like a broken record every time we talk about Inferno, but the amount of fights that are going to be going down in that banana position, what's the story for Mongols on the other side of it if they're going to be, trying to break through that Vitality defense to start?
Well, I want to make the comparison to when Legacy beat Vitality on Inferno. I think the Mongols can play the same brand of Counter-Strike, which is ultra-aggressive early on. You speak about Banana, you speak about Apex. I think he's going to have his hands full in the beginning of the game. I think the Mongols will contest that area of the map, and I think they'll do it in an aggressive way. They're not going to sit back and T-spawn for 30 seconds or for 60 seconds waiting for the fights coming to them. They have to play Counter-Strike the way they did on map 1, where they take the fight to Vitality, and we have seen Apex, we have seen Vitality struggle on Inferno when that's the case.
Oh yeah, and I mean, Sensu's the guy that's going to be right there up against him, and I feel like Sensu's got to do this for a few reasons. One, he's got to do it for Mongolia. Two, he's got to pay back Mara, who's put so much faith in him. And third, he actually just has to pay his debt to Ben 10.
There's so many people behind the Mongols, rooting behind the Mongols, that is obviously a crowd favorite, undisputed in here. But did you guys see the pictures of the fan viewing over Ulaanbaatar? That is insane. Imagine you're the Mongols in this moment, knowing a weight of a nation on your shoulders. Is that going to be too much for them to handle as we move into map 3?
I hope they haven't seen the pictures, to be completely honest.
תקשיב, זה היה אמור להיות אמיתי, אחי, אבל זה כותב שהמדינה שלנו לא תומכת בזה. לא יודע מה זה.
6 a.m. in Mongolia. I hope they're listening in to us right now. You see some of the pictures right here on the screen as well. It is absolutely crazy. Imagine being awake at 6 a.m. to support your favorite Counter-Strike team in your home country. Sincerely, I hope they haven't seen the pictures, Mario, because that would add a little pressure to me.
I mean, no matter how you shape it, that looks like a rave, but it's just techno on the screens instead of techno in their ears. It's the Mongolian sport looks like Mongols too, and I love that they're giving so much energy to him, but I just hope that they're not out of gas.
There's absolutely no ways there.
This is insane.
Shit.
This is absolutely insane. But when we talk about pressure, we do obviously have to be looking at the side of Vitality. Heavy favorites to come into this. We were talking about it all season long. 6 trophies. Is it for naught if they can't lift this one here today?
It's not for nothing, but obviously it would be a huge sting for Vitality if they were to fail to win this major. They are the heavy favorites. You look at the odds as well. Obviously, they are supposed to win win this one. Now I want to put one player on the spot right here. Messi. He's going to play in pit, CT side. I think he needs to step it up right here. He's been doing well so far. But to have a Chromtemp who's going to do well in that position, to lock it down, that has to be Messi to begin with.
It all falls down to Inferno. One final map in the Lone Star State to see who will be hoisting the trophy.
Moody Center from Boston to Austin. 7 long years. And what if we got map 3 Inferno with an underdog on the server? You can't write a story better than this.
We've been here before. Austin, I want to just keep it real for a second. Tomorrow morning, all of us wake up and everything you've seen in the last 3 weeks is nothing but a memory. This is your chance to embody Counter-Strike yet again while everybody at home and all of the Mongolians in their country cheer on. So I want you to give it your fucking all. I want you loud. I want you proud. I want to fucking hear you roar! Because this is Counter-Strike.
Had to take an ear cup off just to appreciate that. Thank you so much, Moody. Let's get into it. Make no mistake, Vitality have been hit hard on this map. They've lost twice so far at this major. They have not won Inferno so far. Legacy and Mouse. Between them, they got 7 rounds. The scariest part, Connor. 1 poor CT side, 1 poor T side. There's no consistency right now at this event for Vitality on this map.
Which is just so bewildering to say about the team that has been the embodiment of consistency throughout the first half of 2025. How is it that Inferno remains so elusive at the most important event of the season?
Oh, the guy with all the utility just popped up, took out Mezzi, and pushed the other CT back. Rop's looking for his way back in, but he's letting them go.
Whoa.
Oh, there's Senzu down. That's a nice find.
Give me more of that. Mzinho kind of stuck into this corner.
But he could just hold him back. He knows his power right now. Let's see how they fight this. Rops. Bullet between the eyes from long range.
הקבוצה שתנצח תקבל $1,250,000.
Good spot here for the Mongols. Lost 2 pistols last time. Will they make up for it?
This B-site needs some improvement. This map needs some improvement. As far as Vitality's camp's concerned, we've got 1 kit here for Rops for the retake. You've got an incendiary and you've got a smoke grenade. Small pieces of a big puzzle with massive ramifications. Early momentum is what Vitality need to weaponize. And right now they want to get this retake going.
Missed the molly because the flash.
910's going to try to swing out from the pool. He's got Techno to work with. 2 kills from the back of the site. Flames, he's got the answer with a couple of his own. And this player up close is not going down. It's a nice fight. Techno, another one in hand, denied. But there's no time for this. Apex has got to run. He grabs the kit back up. And it's Mzinho to lock it in. The Mongols will start this T-side run with a pistol.
Are ahead right now in this final. They got this pistol. They secured that site. This first pick, again, full kit of utility. 1 bullet ruins Mongol's day. All that utility comes into effect as they take the site. They have their cake and eat it too. A knife kill.
What a time to start sprinkling in the swagger.
That's a lot of extra money to be made after winning. Taking and defending Banana has been a problem for Vitality. Apex, as was called upon by the desk, has to be the one to contribute a lot here. And he has been playing well. He who wins Banana wins Inferno.
So far, that's all this defense looks like. A smoke in front of all 5.
כן, אבל עדיין, אחי. רוצים לנצח, זה התואר.
As if a 1v5 on B site wasn't hard enough. Thing is, though, he's still working with a good amount of grenades, so he will refresh that smoke. We've seen a lot, I think, throughout this series of the Mongols kind of pushing the limits on smoke grenades.
The thing is, sometimes you see a smoke like this and you don't believe anything, because would you block if there was a flank coming in? right. You want to leave it open. I wouldn't be surprised if they run through this.
5-7, off of the flashbang. This is good from Apex. Slows it down for a second, allows for the other pistols to arrive in time.
He's waiting for a flash.
Mezzi's gonna just jump on through. He's got teammates around him, and those are frazzled Mongols players. MP9 unable to get the next one. This is Blitz with a big multi-kill already. 3 frags to his name, but you've got Zywoo into the clutch. Player over towards the pillars trying to get his hands busy. Zywoo's got a chance. And where there's a chance, there's a clutch for Zywoo. He is the pillar of vitality.
He saved this, denied the second round conversion. The 1-on-2, look at this flash. It's absolutely beautiful. He has to make up for that last map. Mongols did to him what they did to Simple earlier on in the quarterfinal. He's coming into this final tied as the highest rated player ever in a major playoffs.
Which is just amazing. All the time to pull it off.
But it won't mean anything without this win. And certainly a lot less without his performance in this very final.
וזה יותר טוב להמר לקבוצות, אחי, אין לי מושג. באמת אין לי מושג. אני לא אמרתי על שום קבוצה היום, אחי. כי אני גם לא יודע איך ומה לעשות. יש שם מישהו לבוא והסביר לי, אחי.
בשביל האמת צריך לעשות מחקר, להבין כאילו כמה הם טובים במפה כלשהי וכאלה. לראות את היחס באיזה שלהם.
9-10, the last player up. They do a great job on this defense to just keep Mongols at bay. No footing closer to that bomb site. No kill on the defense goes their way. And so that gut-wrenching feeling of knowing you went from winning pistol to being completely bottomed out economically now starts to sink in.
This used to be the map that was the one that Mongols could rely on, and they didn't really have a map pool otherwise. Now it's just a feature, not one that they pick, but one that they're happy to run into. A map that they took to round 24 the last time they played against Vitality. Vitality, no, they won last time.
I feel like within this series, there's been so many small mid-round moments where either team is just kind of taking that broad to their enemy, and this last round's such a great example of it again. Zywoo off short, drops up into the apartments.
No kill off that, but they run through the nades. They're going all the way.
They're going strong. They're trying to catch Vitality entirely off. This is the kind of decision that could actually have further ramifications. It is a massive hole inside of this B site.
Oh, the counter util is fantastic. Running back and committing to the run back and falling back on their utility. Doing everything well here, not a single death.
The Mongols thought that the element of surprise was going to be enough for this 4th round. Instead,
what they needed was someone to start Hobbit. The triple need to take him out, and then they could run over the site, but no one was there. It was a solid call on the anti-eco setup here for Vitality. Apex can be proud of his teammates for where they used their utility from, how much space they gave up, but they knew where to draw the line.
מה? אני אשכרה שילמתי וזה לא...
You will often find Vitality players
שילמת אבל לא קיבלת? יכול להיות שאתה צריך לקבל תוך כמה דקות, לא?
אולי זה באג, כאילו אולי זה... כן.
עשה רפרשים.
Here it is. Mongols bottomed out. Desert Eagles across the board. The last round fell so flat. Why would you have any belief in this one?
Yeah, תריב עליי, זה לא מעניין כרגע.
Giving early fights, offering an opening to the Deagles. That has not been the case so far.
רגע חבר'ה.
שקט גובר, בדידות, בלילות.
שקט, טוב, אני אוסיף את הנייף לפה.
Time to be greedy. You have a Deagle in play. You're trying to knock off a lot of health. Take out a player, knock down 5k.
מה זה אחי? רגע, without redlock, זה הכי חשוב, without, יאללה.
Go forward with any kind of exact, but you know what? They're actually crawling up quite quickly.
Again, trying to play with timing, but just the contrast.
נראה לי ייקח טלון נייף, אחי. זה. לא, יקר.
עזוב את הטלונים.
אז מה לקחת? בטרפליי?
וואי, בטרפליי, בתזכרת זה ככה רודסטאר, זה בדיוק כמו עם הגלוב שיש לך.
כן, אתה סתירה עכשיו אחר כך.
A lineup on players that didn't have armor. It's made that much easier for Mezzi, but it's just that fast move that could have, maybe should have broken down this defense. Techno's been a hell of a clutch, but with 3 players, I don't think so. Majority stand tall for Vitality. 4-1 lead early days.
Zywu gets him back into this game. They run with it from there. Protocols are looking sound. They must have taken time to talk about their Inferno. The first loss was versus...
לא הבנתי, כאילו קיבלת 2,400 שקל כאילו מרגיל, וכאילו $700.
שקט רגע. אני צריך לשים...
We've seen from what is the strongest map in their pool, or was. But now it's become their most studied map. Now it's become the most predictable one to come into a veto. That's what Mongols tried to lead into.
זה 5,900. וגלובס אחי.
Looks like they may have taken it back to the level that it was at before they came to this major. No better time to do it than now. Apex, the captain of this team, man. Looking for 3 majors across 2 games. And while other players have made role swaps, none as ambitious as
כן, צריך להוסיף עכשיו עוד 3,900.
and actually create arguments for it.
אתה דפוק?
מה אני עושה? מה הבא?
כמה הוספת כבר?
כן, יקר, רגע.
רגע, אז כמה שמת כבר? 5,000 שמת, לא?
לא.
אחי, יש לך $700 ו...
אני נראה לי אקח כזה משהו כזה, אחי.
קח את הבטרפליי, אחי. לא. קח את הבטרפליי ותקנה לכפפות בזול כאלה, יפות שמשולבות, אחי.
Techno tries to push through a smoke because Flames uses all of his ammo. It's just a bait. Apex is watching that. He's very careful before he hits that reload button to make sure Flamesy gets his bullets back in his gun.
In the absence of any follow-up down banana, we do get the Mongols who look damn adamant about trying this one again. Still a little bit of utility to come out for Vitality. They've kept the coffers well stocked for this. Challenge through the smoke goes down flat as hell. Flamesy looking for temporary cover as Apex is here to relieve the pressure.
Oh, it's pristine.
Just absolute excellent sight defense.
Get excited, Apex.
אימא'לה, אתה מבין מה אנחנו עושים להם.
אני רואה את זה עכשיו. אל תשלח. טוב, אולי... אני רואה, אולי... אוי, זה עדיין יקר, אתה מבין? פקטור ניו 3,200.
I love that fountain position.
אני אומר לך, תיקח בטרפליי.
איזה בטרפליי? תגיד, אני שם איזה?
בטרפליי הרוסה.
למה? למה לך שאני אעשה את זה?
כי זה יפה.
לא...
רגע, תחשוב רגע. הבטרפליי החומה, המסריחה, נכון? עם הכפפות שיש לך עכשיו, זה מטורף. וואו.
רגע. תפסיק, תגרום לי לעשות זה. החלטות שגויות, אני לא רוצה.
The best upgrade he can find is a Tech 9. We're talking about a Molly and an Mzinho.
M4 for the player over in pit.
That one buys him some time towards short, but Mzinho, he's going to have to do so much here.
Trying to go for the reposition, trying to find that timing. They hear the feet burning. This young gun steps up immensely.
אנחנו נבנים אותם, כן. יופי. כן, סבבה, מה את רוצה? הבנת אותי. יאללה, מספיק, זהו. ככה.
And by God, we found it.
Give it up for Abzinho. Both entries with a Tech 9 out of Halls.
לגוס מישהו כתב בוטגולף במקום מונגולס.
באמת?
כן.
אלוף אתה. אין לי כוח אחי.
שקט כזה.
קחו תראו את הגוגל.
לגוס, אחרי זה החברת האשראי התקשרו לך אחי.
מה יגידו לי? שמע, אתה חולה סרטן, אתה צריך...
תפסיק לשלם כסף לסיאס אחי.
מה זה? זהו אחי, נראית שזהו. רגע, זהו.
תראה לי. תראה לנו, מאמי.
רגע.
למה שלא תקנה קייס ארננד אחי?
The thing about chess is you have to wait for your opponent to go before you can go again.
רגע בוא נראה.
This fluid game of Counter-Strike, he can create an explosive game of Counter-Strike.
זהו אחי, אני ניצחתי עכשיו אחי, זהו. בוא נראה, איפה זה? זה כתוב add to trade, אבל זה לא.
They have to be ready on all fronts. We see that early hall smoke. Map control throughout the series has been pretty good for the Mongols. They paid inside a middle for dust too, but they never stopped trying to take it.
תגיד כמה שעות עבודה כל הכסף
הנה, בום, קבל, טרייד, אוברסטוק. צריך אחי לשים משהו ששווה שקל, די, אין לי כוח, מה אתה מדבר?
חסר לך שקל, אני בזוק.
די אחי, אני אוריד סטיקרים או משהו.
כן, מה, בדיוק, סטיקרים.
Halfway here, Flamesy still playing around on Arch. In the time that it'll take Apex to get into play, Flamesy takes a glance over towards the front of brackets.
And 910's going graveyard. This is a big... Oh, he runs back, actually.
Still with 0 kills. Gets a flash of the presence over towards the library. Apex just dancing with the devil. 910 wounded down to 32. Flamesy getting...
הנה, הסטיקר של הספיריט,
with a robbery sent to from the back of sight. Leading.
יאללה, זהו.
Baited that shot out from the library.
Accepting Bowser, אחי.
אשכרה. זה נראה כמו השירים, אחי. מה זה הנייף הזה, באמת? אני לא מבין.
מה אתה רוצה, אחי?
מה אתה עושה?
זה דפוק, אה?
זה הנייף הכי משעממת בעולם, אחי. בוא נראה. זהו. מטורף אחי. חבר'ה, מטורף.
Saf is certainly not over, but at this pace,
מטורף.
You can't drop those 2v2s when you have the sight.
תגיד לי מזל טוב על הסקין, למה אתה ככה?
מזל טוב.
תודה רבה.
תראה את זה באינבנטורי.
עושה לו 3,500 שקל, בסדר אחי, לא...
Final map of the season.
What a treat. Look at this B defense.
Wow, אחי.
Vitality's starting to feel a little confident with this consecutive A pressure that's been coming out.
I swear the problem with them, playing against them, they're so hard to condition. I mean, something can work 3-4 times in a row, they'll still try to go for it.
I was thinking to myself, maybe they think that Mongols have less than they do. Trying to get aggressive like that.
They're really focused in on A. They put a lot into that single Molotov that came down.
Mlau's on the scene now. Flamesy gets that support system. For a series that's had a lot of pokes and prods in the middles of the round, Inferno felt like at first Vitality just wanted to react. But this round, I mean, that is an opening gambit that pays off into ults.
Flamesy's the guy in B. Every team he's ever played on, he's played Banana, oftentimes by himself. He's very good shoulder spotting, not dying to ops, making sure to use his utility perfectly. So good at getting those one-ways off back in CSGO. Someone so young, won so much. And after this map, if he wins, we'll grab that chip. not something you want to think about, but
slides out when he has to, gives himself a flash to do it again. And Senzu's able to dodge that flash, so the trade is good, if not a little delayed. We're gonna have pressure on this site again. You've got Apex within it, you've got Rops over towards the pit, and the support towards spawn. In the off chance that they try to take it into CT would have been one thing. Apex is gonna have to go massive again, and he's getting in with the damage. A fast reposition, no way. He's tapping into something integral.
He's brutalizing them. He's playing like the champion that he is versus every generation's IGLs in this game. He's played against them all. When they played against Na'Vi, Rob said he's more nervous to play against Na'Vi because they weren't used to it. Apex said, I know how to play against Blade's teams. He can tap into that history. He's the one who won't get nervous. Pronax, Fallen, Kerrigan, Glaive, he has seen it all.
נגוז, היית מזמין חולצה של ויטאליטי מהאתר שלהם?
כן, למה לא?
לא יודע כמה זה עולה?
And so they reach 7 rounds. An elusive score for Inferno in Austin.
400 יורו, פחות או
Tons
יותר.
of utility pressure yet again as the Mongols limp towards this banana.
רונן
We see this more
ג'יג'י
and more
זמין את זה
confident
אחי.
vitality starting to grow across the map from the alt-mid push of last round.
רגע, 400 יורו הוא עושה בלייב 400 יורו.
Very passive here from Techno, but they're going to go into the boost. Off of the reload,
הוא
Techno
עושה לה כמה
slides
לייבים
down
ביום.
beneath. They don't know.
אוי ואוי, פליימזי בלי מה שלך פליימזי. ראית? אתה רואה את זה?
And his timing could be to a T.
They won't know about this.
Turned. Unsure about the boost. It's a fast recovery from Flamesy, but there's still an open gate. Blitz has got the bomb out middle, waiting for this kind of a peek. Him and Mzinho are going to get it. Will Mezzi find these again from the same position as last round? Finds one and leaves.
They could keep the game alive with this round. 3-on-3. Rob's coming in from behind as usual. Gets spotted. Mzinho takes him down.
And Mezzi's got the gap. Whoa, he's not able to collect the kill. That does give Flamesy a chance back towards sight, and already a good smoke to work in front of. That's just the right amount of cover, but they're still going to play for the bracket side. They don't know. They don't know where exactly the Mongols stand.
And that smoke.
That is going to leave a massive gap on top of the route that Flamesy's already created for himself, but he opts to go around the barrels, and that is already Senzu locked in. You've got half health of the two players. You've got Mezzi trying to tap back into his ability to clutch. Not this time.
אין לי מושג, אחי. אין לי מושג מי.
for the Mongols.
On his way from that round to get up to the top of Banana, take over control, get back to mid, all the way down to the 3v3. Every moment is a way back in for Vitality. They're there watching and trying to guard these spots. But Sidle goes cross-side trying to peek into mid. Mezzi doesn't finish off his meal when he peeks off Arch. And this is how Mongols sustain.
והחברים וכל זה, הייתי רוצה לעבור, כאילו החלום לאיזה מדינה בארצות הברית כאילו כזאת, אבל לא מהעמוסות.
They'll force a timeout from Vitality for once.
אני לא חושב איזה לוס אנג'לס או ניו יורק. או שיקגו, משהו כזה.
תגיד, כמה להיכנס למשחק הזה? כאילו, להיכנס לצפות.
There is a chink in the armor of the A-site defense.
They found a gap. They're really successful at taking brackets. You can see that. Vitality have shaped up a lot on B. I mean, counting up this utility damage, it's gone swimmingly this entire half. But almost every single time, they find a way to get their trades or get up mid. So only that one anti-eco that got crushed.
Ooh, fire beneath him. He's gonna get some of the util out. While they've taken over bracket, we've had Vitality attack it into ult. We've had Mezzi maybe get a little too repetitive from that corner. But repetition will cause hesitation for the Mongols in this round. And very quickly, Apex is calling the troops over. They want to bolster this bomb site before the follow-through comes out, because you've said it, brackets what's good for the Mongols. They have taken it over entirely yet again with a minute on this clock.
They've got an interesting defense. I mean, they're on the perimeter. They're stopping what could be a B play. It feels like that Apex is worried about a split coming this direction, but it's not. It's going to be a full wrap. Zaiwu might get full contact, but on a sliver angle, he'll actually try to rotate around. Now it's on Mezzi once again. Rob's in the mini pit to support him.
Zaiwu, Hail Mary. Rob's head down in the little pit for now. Mzinho about to emerge out from the apartments, and Robs is going to be standing down beneath him. Mezzi looking like a shell of himself. At first, it's back turned. There's Mzinho with the drop, but no scope at Zaiwu. What is happening? Mezzi in the corner, dealt with.
Another no scope.
Going gut shot back and forth. Finally a man advantage for the retake. We've seen it come out 2v2. 11 health for 910 makes a world of difference. He has second thoughts. A chance to reload that op, but the element of surprise, it's coming out from Apex, and he will catch Mzinho. So now with 11 HP, he is going to have to pull this out from the same place. Apex found his impact. Fantastic flash. No chance this time. Vitality take 8.
The flank round was so perfect there from Apex to come up through the halls. As you can see from Mzinho, he missed the one moment, like ships in the night. Apex got up in the boiler. That was the moment where 910's disarmed to the site. He gets flanked from behind, and that's the shot that Zywoo hit.
It's not the only one that he tried to send through smoke, but it's sure as hell the one he needed. And I mean, this map is going to be a statement for Apex if he is able to keep up this ability.
Again, the CTs were close by, but as soon as Mongols had them on the outside of that smoke, on Library out in CT.
You are fucking insane! I want this matchup with you boys! Let's go! Let's go, boys! Fucking get it, boys.
אני שומע את פליימס זה.
Hear the ecstasy. It's a party over there for Vitality, keeping the energy up, and look at Apex go, 15-4.
Chance and Banana steps up to the test. A little bit delayed to put the smoke down. And so the recovery for the Mongols, again, just cheesing the side of these smokes, getting away with something, trying to head back towards middle.
I'd love to see the head-to-head between Mzinho and the A players, whoever it is. Rops, Zywoo, he's getting out there.
Oh God, roll this into momentum. Zywoo floating around Robs. This position gets spammed, and he's going to get dinked in the process. Yeah, it's not nearly as comfortable. Rob's still able to get the double. And with the smoke in front, Mezzi opens. Bomb plants in the middle, and 910 has to cover. There's a good amount of health now this time, but he only has 2 kills on this third map. 910's performance is betraying him. The stars of the Mongols that got them here have bottomed out. It is now or never. 910 unable. And Vitality, there's their night.
אמרתי לך, הם התאמנו כל הלילה על החר הזה.
לא, פליימס זה ישראלי אחי. אני אגיד לך מזה, אני אגיד לך רגע. פליימס זה בעצם...
לא, פליימס זה הוא שדיבר בסוף כזה קטנצ'יק.
אני אראה לו, אני רוצה להראות לו. הוא שואל, חכה. 3 דקות עכשיו לראות את הסקינים, אומייגאד אחי. בוא נראה את הסקינים רגע. תשמע אחי, עשיתי החלטה טובה אחי, אל תדאג.
ראי טקסטים אחרי זה, כן?
אולי אחי, אולי.
כמה שעות יש לך בסיס?
זה משהו אחי, ממש חדש חצי חצי. אנחנו חופרים, אה? בוא נראה את זה אחי.
מה פיצים?
אומייגאד אחי.
תגיד, לא תשנר את זה, לא עושה פעם אחת. או בזה אפפה זה?
מה אתה רוצה אחי? אחלה של לואודאוט אחי.
זה הורייזן קולקשן אחי.
זה יפים מאוד. וואו אחי, וואו.
מה זה הקייס הזאת שיש לך, של האוסטין? למה אתה פותח?
שומרים את הדברים האלה אחי. וואי, זה מטורף.
מה זאת אומרת?
שומרים, תראה לה.
תראה לי מה יש שם.
אין שם שם כלום אחי, תראה לה.
רגע, קיבלת את זה כאילו קנית?
לא.
קנית?
לא.
לא קנית.
לא.
איך יש לך את זה?
לא צעק. רגע.
אגוז.
פוקסל, כמה פעמים תרמת לי את המילה היטלר בסבתון יא בן זונה?
כן, לא, אגוז, אתה יכול לענות.
איזה וושינגטון, אני לא מבין מה אתה רוצה איתי, מה זה רציני, אני לא מבין.
אגוז בא לך לענות?
יכול להיות שכן.
שומרים כאלה, נגיד יש לך איזה שימוע מעל $5,000 אשכרה אחי.
אגוז. אתה קיבלת את זה כי קנית את זה?
לא אחי, זה בגלל המטבע אחי, בגלל הפס.
נו כן, קיבלת את זה פריט מזה, נכון?
כן. אבל בטעות לקחתי את הקייס הזה מוקדם אחי. אני צריך לקחת אותו היום אחרי המשחק הזה.
זאת אומרת? זה עלה במחיר כאילו?
לא, פשוט יש לזה כמה קייסים אחי, ולקחתי בטעות הקייס הראשונה של הסטייג' 1 אחי, בקפה 3 או פלייאוף.
חמור?
בטעות אחי, מה אני אעשה?
חמור?
שקט. יאללה, 5 שניות.
And so it's a marked improvement out of the Vitality camp, but it is still in the back of their minds, the beast that they have to overcome. Knowing Inferno is where they have failed in Austin. If Vitality want to grab that crown jewel, they need to close this game, and they've got to do it against this crowd. Austin, the final half of your major begins.
You guys have done just as well as the players to make this feel amazing, maybe even better. Now Mongols look for a pistol to give themselves a fair shot at the comeback. That's what Blitz is hoping for. A chance to call rifle rounds. To show that they can match what Legacy and what Mouse did to Vitality already at this event. A map that they have gone the distance on versus Vitality.
First and foremost, smoked off of Brackets. Brackets was such a key piece of the Mongols' T side. For better or not, ooh, Blitz taking early damage. Might not bode well, but you've got Mbinho, and he's only going to find his single kill. 9-10 up next, clean sweep of the site. Again, it is Mezzi to step up.
Oh, they absolutely ran through that, Mezzi. 16-8 off this 3K. 2 players left alive here for the Mongols.
Senzu takes a look towards Pit, and they will cut the head off this snake.
They're gonna Vitality. Have to Bernie if they win this, man. Winning a 2v4 retake on the A side, it's unheard of.
Nobody slithering here for Vitality. They just lock into their corners. They allow the retake to come to them. Senzu gets another. Zyru's gonna close it. It may have been opened up by Mezzi, but it's Vitality stars to shut it down. Double digits in an instant.
They picked great spots. Mezzi came through, a player we've been talking about in highlight moments more than we ever have in his career. Somebody who, in his initiation to Vitality, was just their 5th best player. Just the guy who seemed like a great presence, who was decent at anchoring, but struggled to find that chemistry when Spinks was on the team. Now he has really blossomed. He takes control, he wins rounds by himself, he pulls out clutches, and we can see what he does with the pistols.
Gonna try to get aggressive through that smoke. Blitz actually gets killed on the fall back. This is Vitality with 2 MAC-10s, and this could be a quick one. MP9 into the apartments, just straight up taken down by Zywu. And what a beautiful moment this could be for the formula of Vitality, because we haven't had to say his name too often. 8 frags on this 3rd map as he watches his teammates move past him. Taking over versus the Mongols. They now sit pretty in a 5v3, and Vitality, with a wealth of experience, know how to avoid these sorts of mistakes.
Mongols may be a young team, but Vitality made moves to make their team younger too, and that was a risk at the time, a risk that has certainly paid off. These have become players that you can trust in any circumstances. Looking for a chip to finish their season. I'm sure it would almost feel like if they didn't win this, nothing mattered at all. But with this run, Vitality, this could be the best in 6 years that we've seen from any rosters.
You can see just how safe they are, escorting Robs to get that bomb over towards B. It's the beauty of the change that Valve gave us by putting this event at the end of the season. Everybody plays towards the major. And while Vitality have blown our minds with their consistency and results throughout this season, we have slowly started to see them look more human the closer they got to this final hurdle.
Okay.
It is poetic that Inferno's where this ends.
Yes, indeed. And Rops will be forever remembered as the difference. Before Vitality, everybody knew he was that thoroughbred star role player, made space on maps, didn't need extra help when he anchored, but it never became so clear. Since he joined this team, how quickly they took off.
בטח אבא שלו כבר מבין בזה, אחי.
ברור, בטח
you cannot replace. So for the Mongols, we'll find out now if the lights are too bright. One map in the series.
11-3, אחי, זה באמת כואב.
But then they saw the finish line. And ironically, that's when it gets the farthest away.
Final timeout called by Mara. For the first time ever, when they were whooping Vitality, we started to see Senzu smile. We started to see emotions break through for the Mongols. Something that somehow, some way, through trials and tribulation, they have always kept to themselves. The youngest ever team to make it to a major finals.
Oh, man. Making history from so many different perspectives. They have so much to be proud of. But when you're this close, and you're giving yourself this much of a chance, and you have the biggest threat in the grand finals, take some pressure off. Play the good CS we saw in map 1. You've got nothing else to do today. I saw a sign in the crowd that said CS has played one round at a time. They've got to dig into that mental space. The same one that got them to this final. Already their best result this year.
HyperX storms his way through Banana, sends that frag grenade deep onto Senzu. He's going to have to deal with the chip damage now.
Yo, אחי.
It takes the greatest teams in history a long time to learn how to win. Look at Astralis. 2024 was a year marked by disappointment for Vitality and yet promise. The thought of Mongols pulling this one out of the hat would have been nothing shy of a Cinderella story. And Senzu tries to tap into that fairy tale with a smoke spam backside. At least a hope at holding off this B site. Bomb yet to be planted and smoke soon to fade. And there is more utility where that first one came from. If the Mongols want to take a swing at this, now feels like the time. But they're going to let Mzinho get into the flank first. And as he gets ever closer, he's going to make contact versus Zaiwu, who has the advantage of the Galil. Damage goes both directions, but the Mongols have to make a difficult decision. Do you try? Do you put your entire major on the line? Dreams wielded in this clutch attempt towards speed, shut down by the best. 9-10 versus 3 denied, and Vitality will secure themselves 9 championship points.
You see the breath that HyperX takes after this moment. Zaiwu's smile on his face. The two young players on the right enjoying this, contributing so much. The fantasy season.
Legends!
There you go.
Something that we didn't think was possible in CS2. Think was possible in CS2 to put on an era.
Ooh, fire beneath him. Gonna give him a little lifeline. Flamesy actually kills Blitz in the process. That one goes down towards middle, so a successful endeavor out from the Mongols on B. Every round they play from here on out will be without the score in mind. Counter-Strike is played round by round, kill by kill, click by click. And with 9-10 finding a couple more kills, these rifles that they have barely found in their hands could damn well extend play. Flamesy, birthday boy.
כאילו, מה, יאללה, ראונד אחרון הרי. הסיכויים שהם יצליחו עכשיו להפיל אותם 9 ראונדים, כולל את זה, כאילו, זה לא... ואז לנצח גם לך, הערכה.
What's a 9-round comeback?
או שינסו.
He doesn't see a way back in.
מה פליימזי עושה, אחי?
הוא משחק על טיים, כאילו, לכלום, תכלס.
לא, ראית אותו במטבח, כאילו?
כן, על הקקטוס. ראיתי. תראו לי, לא.
There's two worlds that we live in right now. One where Vitality have to stew in the thought that, oh, guns respond, and we've not been able to break through on Inferno, or the other, where everything feels like it's almost secured. One final round win here for Vitality. Knowing HyperX and his swagger and the way he came through that floor with a middle finger and a phone in hand,
Yeah, he's done this before. That's what that says to me.
He made a mistake this round. He offers up that opening kill. 9-10 will seize the day. That's 1 down, 8 to go.
Vitality immediately into a timeout. Mara will get a second and a final chance to speak here. Vitality, Apex has a number of jobs. Keep his team steady emotionally, to come through with a good game plan, to make sure everybody is playing their roles right, but most importantly, to continue to play to win. 9-10 looks shaken in the first half of this game. Started 0-7, 0-8. Gets this famous 2K. Maybe he gets back online. Maybe it's too late. Like you said, you have to learn how to win.
You got to learn how to dig yourself out of the depths. 9-10 and Senzu don't want to wake up and look at themselves in the mirror tomorrow and remember this map 3, not with the ratings they currently have secured. You got to play to win if you want it. And you can see Blitz doing exactly that with this quick little look down mid, but nothing over towards alt for him to pull on. They peel it back. So that's what they're looking for, but Mezzi's got the fast answer. And how many more times is Mezzi going to be the key to overwhelming sights?
I don't think anyone's overtaking him right now. 19 and 10 still going. Aging like wine in this match. Can't decide what's the utility to use here at the top of Banana.
You've got the Mongols split in a minute. You've got their backs against the ropes.
9-10. Up to the plate, whether he knows it or not.
No, Flames,
here with a flash and incendiary for Mzinho. Mzinho's going to try to go for the peak, and he's going to collect himself 2 kills. Good thing he didn't have a nade out.
Yes. Ah, fuck, אמרתי יש.
Round by round. Piece by piece.
ילד קטן, אחי, מה זה? בן איזה
1 foot in front of the other. Fantastic plays here. Great trade back from Mezzi, but a straight transfer into another. Beautifully done. Full control of the brackets. 7 rounds to go.
And you can see that Mongols tethering going down so nicely, ready to respond to the action.
They're buying 9-10 time. He gets on the op now, and that's a 5th kill for him.
Remember where he was, folks. 4 kills, 16 deaths for 9-10 at the start of this one. The answer's already coming through. Flamesy, that's a couple of kills. That is a vacant A-bomb site, but obviously at the moment they don't know it. And 9-10 was floating around here, so they're thinking he's not too far off. It would be an absolute tragedy for this to be the round that slips through their hands.
They want to fully avoid this. Rops looking for an upgrade, it feels like.
No way Flamesy does it all, right? There is no world where he goes beyond these 2 kills.
They know he's around here.
That M4 over towards the library. Rops soon to jump down into the site. Flamesy given a chance. That is a trio of frags. He is trying to take over the server on his day. 9-10 into the bomb site, missed shot. And now we're talking about a post plan with an incredibly close player still alive.
This could be it.
Helping hands offered over by Rops. A round opened by Flamesy.
Techno approaching 100 HP, all the weight of the world on his shoulders.
So much clutch in his coffers, we know it. But Vitality give him the space, and nobody's gonna swing just yet. They take their time, sweet time. Techno into the 2. He's got both. But he doesn't find bomb immediately. Lucky he's got the kill.
וואו, אחי, אמורים שהצליח להחליט.
Ice cold.
די, אחי, די, מה זה?
Always.
From Mirage to here. When you anchor, it's your responsibility to put up rounds like those. And we've seen Techno have his bad days. But right now he's looking like Magic's in Shanghai with these moments. 6 rounds to go.
כן, אחי, זה... בסדר, אחי, אבל תראה מה הם עושים. יו.
9-10 showed you promise at the start of that. 9-10 had you believing, but he also missed a critical shot that could have cost them this game.
Will Vitality think about the fact that they gave that away so close to the trophy? Is this one more chance that 9-10 needed? Or will it rest on a miss? Rops goes down inside of the halls.
No easy feat killing Rops inside the apartments. But what we haven't seen is this B site truly tested. And so they start to lean over, Tectel stepping into the front of the site, but as he goes down, Senzu gives up his position with the trajectory of that nade. And he thinks about it. But he's at the very least allowed one to cross over. That is Mezzi with footing on site. That is the bomb to follow suit.
2 CT still on the A site. They don't believe this just yet. Smoke will go down and so will the plant.
Zywoo's gonna plant it.
Flamesy takes a lot of damage.
Vitality no longer hands busy. 3 rounds down, it was 6 to go. And it is all hands on deck for the Mongols. It is only flashbangs for this retake. Flamesy right back into the kill feed. It is another triple from the young star of Vitality. Zywoo's gonna lean back into the site. Mezzi awaiting. Now he sees the barrel. He's got himself the kill. And so one frag out. 9-10 from the bottom of the scoreboards will be haunted by this performance. Unleashed.
Let's go, okay.
Today is the day of Vitality.
They make it happen. They complete the season. They get a chip for everyone. After all their wins and successes, the pressure mounted so high.
תצעק פאק יו אייפקס. איזה גבר אחי, איזה... גם אני אעלה על השולחן. רק שלא יישבר אחי. אומייגאד כל השולחן רועד, לא משנה. סתם סתם. פליימזי ביום. יש! ייסע אחי.
אין לי כוח אליו.
From the Mongols. And trying to stop this from happening after map 1. You can see they might have been scared, but this isn't the first time they've been tested. They've been battle hardened and survived it all. Another test passed.
טוב.
And a well-deserved break after this match.
מרגן.
Because Vitality won.
זהו אחי, אני גם סוגר את הלייב אחי וגם את זה. רגע.
אתה יודע בכמה הם זכו?
אני יודע, זה היה $1,200,000 אחי, אני יודע.
תראה את הדבר הזה אחי.
מה הגביע הזה? כן.
כן. וואה, what the fuck.
מלא. הנה. זה יכול להיות בטלוויזיה, אבל אתה יכול להציג את זה. זה אחד ישראלי, זה קוראים לו שחר, הוא לאחר זה שם, הרעידות שלי, קטן.
So when a client comes to us with an ask to launch an influencer marketing campaign, the process is pretty streamlined. So what we'll do is we'll get into the popular page platform, start to build out a brief.
טוב, אני זזתי, ניגר, דבר איתי אחי, זהו סגרתי פה.